What's up, everybody? This is NFL Network's Adam Ray.
This is Only Fruit.
This is Matt Waldman.
This is Chris Zork from your Chicago Bears.
I'm Deanne Miller.
Dan Wiederer.
Hey, my name's Rashad Whitfield.
I'm Courtney Cronin.
Hey, this is David Kaplan. Listen to me. You want to learn football? Listen to my guys, Phil and Shane.
Shane and Phil.
Shane and
Phil.
Oh, Phil.
On the Tape Never Lies Network.
On the Tape Never Lies Network.
Tape Never Lies Network.
The Tape Never Lies Network.
Tape Never Lies Network, home of the greatest Chicago Bears fans on earth.
Draft Dr. Phil and the smartest man.
Keeping it 100.
Here we go.
Trading up. 100.
Yes!
What? Oh my
Here
God.
it is!
Or just recording.
The Tape Never Lies.
The people drop off, but we still keep rocking.
You'll never know how good your football team's going to be until you play with maximum effort. Keeping it 100.
Open competition over the North and never give it back. Smartest man.
My Chicago Bears select Justin Fields, quarterback, Ohio State.
Guess who's back? The two dudes that kept it real. Dynamic duo that you love, the smartest man in Dr. Phil. Breaking down the film, never a problem, kick it straight. Most shows focus on stats, we focus on the tape. We keeping it 100, never running east to west. We coming with that truth, cause that's what our fans expect. Cut off the freaking anchor, forward to be free. But don't you worry, Shane's got the dumbest tweets. It ain't no secret, Phil and Shane got some haters. But now them out stuck like the two and now and later. Debaters, frauds get kicked like Coach Tabor. Cuts had to be made, we added a barber moderator. Up and down, boys got you double checking. Sad sacks trolling like a full drum texting. Flexing on the truth cause you know they never change. Real, recognize real, that's what you get with Phil and Shane.
Give me some fucking names.
We do when we're breaking down the Bears. Fuck a play or a captain, all of the unfair. The tape never lies. The truth, you see, we laugh, we analyze, so there's no babies like Maybelline. Straight to the truth with acumen and facts. We got a sad nerd, but he's not just giving nerd stats. Car crash, big impact like Trick Sack. Every Wednesday night you got the smartest man and Phil back. Now we know you're smiling like a fat kid with fun dip. We're back better than ever and we keeping it 100.
Keeping it 100, baby.
Keep it 100.
Draft Dr. Phil and the smartest man.
Justin Fields gets outside the pocket, puts that ball perfectly where only Mooney can get it.
1 point,
2 feet.
Draft Dr. Phil and the smartest man.
Keeping it 100, baby.
keeping it 100.
Draft Dr. Phil and the smartest man.
Keeping it 100, baby.
Keep it 100.
Keeping it 100.
Bears never lies. Yeah, exactly. Yo! This is Claudio the Barber, and this is TTNL Keepin It 100, the best Bears show on the planet, bar none. Well, another horrible loss for our Bears. There are a lot of problems. Is it Justin? I can't see the fields. Is it Luke? I just don't get it. I don't know. There's so many things to talk about. So we got another great show, of course, for you. We got the big man, Steve Edwards, going to be on to talk all things Bears. So let's bring on the man. There he is.
What up, Claude?
What up, Draft Dr. Phil? What up, bro?
Everybody likes me on the left. I'm like Rihanna. To the left, to the left. You know what? Neo wrote that song. And I happened to see Neo live. I was right in the front row, Claudio, of Neo, who was outstanding.
You mean from The Matrix? Or
no,
no, just
the singer, Neo.
No, just... Where's Alan Bratcher? We brought up The Matrix. What's up?
Have you seen The Matrix yet, dude? Where is Bratcher? Oh my God. I needed therapy. I talked to a lot of people today. Did I say Rihanna? It's Beyonce. Dom is, it's really Neo, Dom, who wrote the song. I know. I messed it up. Beyonce. Sorry, Jay-Z, who's in my top 5 rappers of all time.
Still waiting for that list, Phil. We're still waiting.
There's a teaser. Jay-Z. Jay-Z is in the top 5.
Nas has to be up there.
I can't wait. If the
on.
Bears win a game that week, we'll come out.
Okay. So 2025, we'll get it. 2025. On the rate we're going, man. I mean,
bro.
I mean, obviously there is just today, obviously, so many things happen to talk about. Besides the Justin Fields, besides the game. I mean, I don't know if we're gonna have enough time on this show to get into everything.
Today is a day, Claudio. And I know you fans are checking in now. I see the number going up and up. We're at 420. I want to say this. I have a lot to say about the Chicago Bears, and I want to gather my thoughts. I'm trying to find out. Shane was under the weather. So I don't know if Shane is coming on the show or if he's not. He never updated me. So he could have just literally passed out like almost 100,000 Chicago Bears fans should just lay down and pass out. Let's address a few things first before the elephant in the room that is obviously going on. Now, I just wanted Cherie, as the producer, I was on the practice field from 5 o'clock. I literally ran off the field at 8:10 after sprints and a breakdown, and then I'm here. So I got a couple texts while I was obviously practicing saying Nathan Peterman was cut or waived today. Is this true? Yes, she's saying. Yeah. So this is true. So this, okay.
It's huge.
There's a lot to unpack here. As my assistant coach, Coach Fisher, would say, I don't know if I have the bandwidth for this. I am finding the bandwidth for this. I feel like tonight is going to be a BHL rant in a few, but I want to address the big things. And the big things of today have been, okay, we know there's drama in the organization, right? When your quarterback comes out and points the finger dead at the coaching staff, it is not a good scene in Chicago. We all know that because now, listen, Justin Fields, I've never flip-flopped. I don't manipulate shit like some people do on the internet. Everybody has their warts, but I have never, ever said Justin Fields is a bust. However, losing 12 games in a row and performing like he has the past 2 games to open the season has been a finger-pointing Wizard of Oz scarecrow directions of bullshit. Right now, looking at the tape, Justin Fields is a problem. He is. He doesn't see the field. And I've talked about a bunch of stuff, and a lot of people can manipulate, but I've never, ever went against what I saw. And what I saw on the field is him missing, as much as I hate Getsy, and I don't think they're running the correct offense for Justin Fields. If you follow this network, you know exactly the offense that I would run. I've said it 1,000 times. I'm not afraid to say it. I've never backed down. I said Cole Kmet is average at best. We don't pay at. Let's see how he played. They paid him. He's terrible. He's even worse on tape. When we get in the I formation, we have success each and every time. Every time. We get out of it immediately. I don't care. Toss left. We're going to go for 28. Next play, we're in the gun. There's no consistency in the play call. There's nothing to counter what it is you do successful. So the problem I have, and our guest will come on and me and him will talk football, is that there's a parachute clause. There's a parachute clause. It's like everybody's picking a side. As much as Luke Getsy is a problem and should have been fired after the double screen, our guy, Justin Fields, has been awful. So how, and I'll say this to people, I've never, ever came off, I would have taken Mac Jones' story, no matter how many times people have asked me, right, Claudio?
Yeah.
If you're going to do it again, I go with what I see. This isn't rewriting history. I have said many times before, and I got abused by it, and you could line up to apologize. Line up and apologize. When your quarterback is more worried about swag than slants, fades, and footwork, there's a problem. I'll say it again. When Visorgate was founded, thank you, Barstool, for doing that. And my stance on him wearing a shield was not anything to do with epilepsy. That went out the window. That theory is not even existing. Sorry, blog boys and people that came at me. When it came to fruition that he wore a gold visor to warm up to look cool, then takes off that visor before the game and puts on a clear visor, I say, F the visor, right? F the visor, right? But think about this. What are my check downs? What am I doing in pass pro? If we go Twins and we see this, what all these things are in your head, right? As a quarterback in the NFL with the game plan and the responsibilities of all this, and you're worried about the gold and the clear and how you look, that's got to stop. That's number one, Justin. Take it all off. Today, he stood at the podium, agitated, angry, upset, and focused on himself, right? He took shots. He threw shade at the coaching staff, and he's pissed off. Good, because somebody's got to step up here in this situation. But those are the issues. And I've always told you, and if you watch my tape breakdowns from last year, and if you're a patron now, because I've taken them all off YouTube, Claudio, and we'll put some snippets out there. But if you're a patron, or if you're not a patron and you want to be, sign up, because you're going to get the most thorough evaluation of the tape. And I'm not talking about just the quarterback. We don't do just the quarterback, Claudio.
Do the whole team.
The offensive line, the tight end, who's running their routes. Is the pickup there? Is the check down there? Is the read there? That's what we need to do and understand. It's not just Justin, although Justin is awful right now.
Well, so I just want to say, so with him pointing his finger at the coaches, I mean, I think that's bad in any way you shape it. It shouldn't, publicly doing that is not good. But he could be so frustrated because do you think they are actually telling him not to run? Because last year when
you asked the question,
go ahead.
Don't say last year.
Yeah.
Completely and utterly, the kid feels boxed in. Thank you for bringing up this point, because I was going to bring it up with Steve, but we're going to do this there. The reality of a quarterback expressing completely transparent. I got to be me. I got to be me. Yeah, you see the last question, he is fired up, and that's a showcase of, yes, Claudio. This coaching staff, whoever, I can't say for him. Obviously, we have to look at the offensive coordinator and the head coach in this situation, decided we want to make you a pocket passer.
Yeah.
We want to make, and that is the opposite of the Atoshan way. You don't change this kid to be something he's not. All right? You don't worry about Adam Schefter, the fantasy crew, the NFL Total Access, the NFL, whatever fucking show they have now. You don't worry about what anybody else is saying. You worry about your talent. What does Justin do really well? And you build your offense around his talents. He's not a guy that's going to be sitting in the pocket. You can't take away that and pull away his parachute. It's just ridiculous that this coaching staff has gone out of their way to change him. People tried to do that to Michael Vick, right? The same thing happened. So as a coach, your responsibility is looking at the talent of your team. Now, the GM looked at this and he got the offensive tackle, Claudio. He got the young buck. They traded for DJ Moore. We talked. There's no excuses. Justin Fields is mentally shattered right now. He is. And the only way he can fight himself out of this is what he did today. And this, yes, Gimd, G-I-M-D. This is completely a showcase of what transpired with Matt Nagy, 100% with Mitch Trubisky, and trying to do shit with Justin Fields.
How fitting is we have Matt Nagy on Sunday.
Absolutely.
How fitting is this? You know?
Absolutely. And listen, you heard me. I will be transparent. I know for a fact that Justin had a problem with the Tyson Bagent contingency of fans cheering. That it bothered him. So the Bears put him on third string to appease somebody's personality on the football team. No.
Well, yeah,
you don't do that.
But it's not good that it bothered him. If it really did bother him, that's not good either.
That's a problem. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Yeah. Yep.
So Justin can't just throw shade when he's getting everything he wants, and now all of a sudden it's falling apart. There's so many fucking layers here to this. It's a showcase of why Eberflus and company should go, and we're not even at the cherry on top of that yet. But just how you're handling the quarterback, the preseason, all those fucking blog boys. I guess preseason matters. We had Chris Jackal come in to my office. You were right. I guess preseason matters. Yeah, I was fucking right. You have to. And Jamal, you know, I'm always going to keep it 100. If you're in this game of football has no color to me. None. I don't care if he was a Hispanic quarterback, white kid. Don't give two shits. If you make this about race, then you're the problem.
Yeah.
This is about a person who, by the way, I believe he's half Hispanic, right? Cherie?
No.
Justin's dad, I think.
Cherie's like.
Can we look that up? I believe Cherie, I was told that.
What do you think?
Cherie.
Wait, you got me researching stuff now.
Yeah, research that. Check that out. I was told that. I go, really? Because I didn't know that either. Check that out. They corrected me on Beyonce. You can correct me here.
Sure, yeah, I'm sure the fans will.
Either way, what I'm trying to point out is it doesn't give, I don't care what he is. Yeah. It's the quarterback that I care about. I've always said this, and I use the worst quarterback I've ever seen for the Bears, Mike Glennon, as the perfect example. When you analyze tape, and there's a lot of frauds out there that do it because they don't completely understand A, situational football, B, responsibility and technique. You have to see the whole picture. When I saw all these people doing this fraudulent thing and teaching people wrong, that motivated me to do this. With Justin, he's been god awful in what they're asking him to do. I've showed you. If you are a patron, you can go over there now and watch. We watch the tape. You can go watch my analysis of the whole game offensively. If you aren't, you need to get over there to see it because it's putrid. And it's not just the quarterback. It's the tight end. It's the there's a play, a toss, quick toss. I said one guy in the history of NFL I've seen on tape not block anybody was Charles Leno on a toss. Well, Robert Tonyan joined the Leno Club. He absolutely just stood out there and watched the play. It's like little kid football. Go ahead, Cherie.
His dad is black.
And his mom is what?
Black.
Oh, so he's
someone said in the chat he played for Puerto Rico and baseball.
That's whatever. Where it must have came.
The whole point for everybody to know.
That's right.
We're bringing up race because some people bring up when you say something bad about Justin. There are people, not us, obviously, but there are people that don't think some black people, black quarterbacks can play quarterback. So that we're just addressing that to try to say that this is not at all why anybody's saying anything bad. It's the tape shows he has.
I don't like when people shield.
People,
Oh, you're just being mad at Justin. You're critical because he's black. That'll never happen here. I don't give a shit.
No, they need to take the analysis in its totality. It shouldn't if you had a reputation for doing something like that, I can see that accusation. But because like Claudio's saying, there are people that think that black men can't lead. So they shouldn't be in a leadership position in the NFL. But you guys, I know, are not coming from that point. You evaluate the player for who they are and how they play, not what race they are. So
that'll never. Thank you, Cherie. That will never ever happen. In fact, Bryce Young was my guy. Caleb Williams is the best quarterback I've scouted in 15, 18 years. Okay. I don't give a shit. It's the player that defines the analysis on tape. Justin is the first one to tell you.
Point. Yeah, Boston does have a reputation.
We're not even fucking in Boston.
We're not from Boston.
It's like 3 hours away. I haven't been to Boston in 12 years.
You live on the East Coast. You must live near Boston.
We must be by Boston. We're way closer to New York than we are Boston. I'll tell you that. So let me tell you, New York, the birthplace of hip hop. Leave it at that. Straight like that. Cap, right? Take that. That's what he says. Take that. But my real truth here, and Rel, he didn't take shit off. He wore it in the game again in hot, sweaty Tampa with the sun shining bright.
He was wiping it. Did you see him
wiping it all? I'm like,
there was a couple times he was wiping the condensation. Like, what are you doing, bro?
I laugh when people. I'm telling you, a quarterback that already has mechanical issues, and if you haven't seen it, there's a tap, and then there's kind of a pull and a wind up. When you have that on top of you're trying to process it and you have a visor on top of it, you're dealing with 3 things against you. Take the visor off. Now your split second is a little split more. You're not dealing with a glare or any kind of sweat in any inhabitant. Nothing's impeding what it is you're doing. And people can laugh. I've never ever wavered, have I, Cherie?
No,
never. No, we bragged on you when you first started.
You ragged on me.
Oh yeah, in the private chat, we're like, Phil's so crazy. Obsessed with the visor, like let it go.
I would get so angry because I know as a coach, I did it with one of the kids on our team, a little kid. I'm like, take this visor off. He wanted to wear it. He can't see. I can't. Yeah, exactly. He couldn't see. So,
but is there? So he does have epilepsy. Is that?
It's not for epilepsy at all. He went onto Barstool and admitted that it was completely about swag, and you can go watch that interview.
Wow, I didn't see that.
He might bug or speck of dirt in his eye. Well, I'd rather take the chance like Tom Brady and Patrick Mahomes without a shield than and maybe getting a fly in your eye than getting glare that's going to be probably an 80% possibility depending on the sun. So, or the lights and in a dome. I've heard all the things. Okay. Justin, though, wants to take back and be himself. Hey, all for it. Right now, my belief in Justin Fields is very low. And that's what the tape has told me. I'm sitting there looking at him, and he's just late. He's just inconsistent. Too much. He misses even the touchdown throw. Even the touchdown throw. He misses. He forces that ball, and kind of just luckily Winfield doesn't get there when he has Cole Kmet wide open on an out and up, no one covering him. You stare off that safety, hit Kmet. It's just a easy touchdown. He made it. So little thing, even in a positive, oh, but he scored a touchdown. You don't get it. You don't get it. These are the things that a quarterback in the NFL has to do. Not every quarterback is going to succeed. Not every quarterback is going to make it. It's just terrible. It's a terrible situation that the Chicago Bears have been quarterback starved for over 40 years or whatever. How long? Since Sid Luckman, we had a glimmer with Jim McMahon, but he was always hurt. You had Jay Cutler, and he was inconsistent. Rex Grossman, completely inconsistent. Eric Kramer for 1 year, 95. Then he got hurt. Jim Miller. We could go on and on. Mitch Trubisky. We pass on Mahomes and Watson. Now we have this terrible situation. Terrible situation. So it sucks. Now, Justin, he did something that I want to say that he put himself on Front Street by doing what he did. He's exposing the head coach and his whole hits philosophy and together and the team and all of this. And then obviously, this news of Alan Williams resigning this morning. Now, this morning is key here. This morning is key because when Eberflus took the podium this afternoon, he basically kept a political, embarrassing, terrible stance on addressing this situation. And the situation is not a good one because there's a lot of allegations here that I can't say, but it is the worst thing. So what you think you might know, you probably don't know. What you think you might, it is that bad. It is to the point where this staff probably should all be fired. I will say that from what I'm hearing. So in that situation, Eberflus should have gotten at the podium and announced that Alan Williams is resigning. There's a situation that I can't talk about. I can't speak about this right now, but he is resigning from our football team. He is no longer with the team. He was asked several questions about it. These answers, if you read through it, sounded like, as I texted Shane earlier, that he is about to be fired, right? That's what it sounded like. Completely. But instead, we're going to take this easy way out and say he resigned earlier this. Well, why didn't you address that, coach? Why didn't you address that? Why didn't you address your offensive coordinator calling 2 screens? You backed it up. It's terrible. It's terrible. The situation with the Chicago Bears and Alan Williams is going to be ugly, guys. It's going to be very ugly.
I mean, either way, whatever happened, obviously, it's not good. After 2 games, for him to be resigning. So, either way, we're obviously we don't know anything 100%, so it's
Right.
obviously what we're hearing and this and that. Everybody's hearing different things. His lawyer's coming out and saying things. I mean, obviously his lawyer's going to come out and say it's other stuff, but we got to obviously wait and see. But either way, the fact is that he's gone. So now does that mean Eberflus is going to just keep calling plays like he did last game? Or
you're the defense, you're the head coach number one.
Or we bring somebody in.
You're responsible for this football team. So you have to be the defensive coordinator. In fact, if you don't like what the defensive coordinator is doing, it's your responsibility to course correct him and tell him what it is going wrong. For me, just like me, if I don't like what my DC is doing, it's my responsibility because the team is my team. They're a reflection of me. They're not going to say the defensive coordinator's record under this is that. They're going to say Matt Eberflus's record for the last 12 games, he's an 0-12. They're not saying Alan Williams, right? They're not leading with that. So when you have a bunch of yes men up at Hallis Hall and you hire these yes men, good old boy network coaches, you get these kind of problems that aren't good. They're not pretty. And when you're tackling these big issues and people are getting so one-sided and manipulate things, it's ridiculous. Here we go. Our first super chat that I see right here.
Oh, that's what that was.
Yeah.
Yes, that's what it is right here. Gary Katacon. Is it Comic-Con or Katacon?
Just stay with Gary.
Don't they make sports goggles? 100% they make sports goggles. The fact, Gary, is Justin, whether you agree or not, and some people agree with this. I want to look pretty on the football field. I want to get there an hour early and be on the football field. Hold on. Yes, you could super chat now.
Yeah.
We've opened this up to the fans, the TTNL fan, all 803 of you right now.
Well, that's a big reason why we have to do it too, because I mean, me, Cherie, Ivan, we're all in the background looking at comments to put up. But
we
when
read
there's this many
every
people,
super chat. No
but
matter
when there's this many people, I mean, sometimes the comments go
flying.
quick. So we're not ignoring you, but you guys all have really good questions and comments. But so now with the super chat, you're definitely going to get up there. You put a super chat up there, we're putting it up there. So
yeah, I can't even catch up to the comments, but sports goggles are different. It's not for his vision, and he himself, nobody else, no writer, no whisper in the background. I do it for the swag. I like the way I look with it. So there's nothing medical to it. It is what exactly I said. And sports goggles aren't going to help him because he doesn't need glasses. Although some people might argue that. And that's talking about Justin Fields. Icy thinks we're overreacting after 2 games. Well, it's 12 losses in a row, Icy. So that's a ice cold take. And it really doesn't even deserve to be on there. But I wanted to address it because the situation in and above itself isn't any fan reacting to this clown circus that the Chicago Bears are currently in. Look at their days today. Quarterback calls out coach. Coach lies again. Left tackle gets put on IR. Backup quarterback, for whatever reason, I'm telling you what it was, who was the backup quarterback, who didn't earn the backup quarterback, has been put all the way up. What? Out of this office. That's where we're at with him. He's gone. Now, Tyson Bagent has been moved. Do you think it's coincidental? He calls out the coaches. Tyson Bagent now is coming to number 2. We saw this. How do we do this? How do I put their comments up, guys?
We just click on them and you show it.
It doesn't go.
Yeah, right
There
there.
we go. You guys do it. I got $100 one. Jesus
I know.
Christ.
I know.
Holy shit.
Unbelievable. Wow.
He threw $100 for that, Carrie? I'm going to give you an extra question. Thank you. Long overdue.
Yeah.
Carrie
Wow.
Franklin. TTNL the best. Bring the $5 back. But I saw the 100. I was like, what the hell? $5. How do I get back up?
Thank you, man.
I can see them, but I can't put it up when I click on it.
So
There's no leader within this locker room. From players to coaches, this team is moving without a head to guide it. TTNL 100. Who took it down? How does it go down? Leave it up there. TTNL 100 strength was GO. GO. You guys are killing me. Where did GO go? I can see GO on my screen, but I can't bring him up.
There he is.
There he is.
Oh,
We're getting used to this here, guys. Hold on.
We got to get used to it.
Please be patient with us.
Yeah.
We're
short-staffed. We're short-staffed, too.
I got a text right from my business manager while the show's on. Don't forget the fucking super chat. Answer those questions. I go, super chat's on. Up? Yes.
Well, we will. Listen, if you do a super chat, we're going to start it. We'll get to it at some point.
There you go.
If we don't put it up right away. Yeah,
every one of those motherfuckers.
Yeah, if we don't put it up right away, don't think
I love
we forgot.
the fans.
We're gonna start it and we'll get back to it, obviously.
This GO is 100% true. There's a lot of frauds in the NFL. The culture, the locker room, the animosity. Losing is a disease. It is a disease. It's something that when you get to a point where things go haywire and everybody starts pointing the finger, that is a bad culture. So when you talk about a good week of practice and I like the effort there, I like this, it's ridiculous. So somebody in the locker room, the GM, somebody's got to come out. Nobody, and this is bad PR in my opinion, Alan Williams resigns for bad reasons, right? And the head coach doesn't address it in the presser, even when asked several different ways. He leaves it an unknown. Could somebody clip that clip? I begged before I went to practice because I wanted people to see Matt Eberflus dodge it. And I'm like, bro, you already know he's gone. You got to address it. He doesn't. And then later, it's coming out that he's gone. He's had to resign. Eberflus, awful. There's no excuse for it. Next question. Jim, Bear fan Jim, you got him?
Well, we should start with because we missed some as they were.
Missed some? Get the next. Go ahead to the next
one was, he didn't say anything. Jacob.
He just said $2. He's like, better off dead. I want my $2. Phil, your thoughts on Tim Jenkins claiming who's JTS issue? Justin Fields being back this year. His right foot being.
I'm guessing that's supposed to be Justin Fields.
I think it's Justin Fields. I don't know who this Tim Jenkins is that people keep asking me. Again, there's a lot of quarterback gurus out there. All I see is Justin dropping down in a squatting position, tapping the ball, staring down, and then mechanics are wrong. I'm not going to change his mechanics up here because he's thrown like that for his whole life. But his footwork and his decision-making 100% need to be improved. His footwork has been awful. So he almost looks like several of those throws, Jeremy, that he's coming off a pitcher's mound, stepping way too far out. Now he's low. He needs to be standing tall, deliver. And it's so inconsistent because there's 3 throws he does really well. And then there's a 4th throw where he does not throw so well. So it's just, it gets ridiculous. Eric, you're being political, Phil. How am I being political? I want to know that, because I'm not running for any kind of position or in Congress or anywhere else. I'm just keeping it 100. My opinion, my analysis, my truth is being spoken out here. I don't know what he's talking about. Kerry Franklin. Oh, yes, we went there. Long overdue. TTNL, the best. Thank you, Kerry. What do you think, Jacob Schroba? What do you think Kevin Warren's effect might be? Change is coming soon or quicker than usual? It's got to be, Jacob. I was talking to somebody on the NFL Network on my drive home, and I'm like, if this guy does not take the stand and be the face of the franchise right now and calm down the confusion that is the Chicago Bears dilemma, then we got some serious problems. And Kevin Warren has to be, right now, more than ever. You know, we've always said, Shane and I, Ted Phillips doesn't belong anywhere near. Kevin Warren's the opposite. We have a situation brewing in Chicago where fingers are fighting, fingers are pointing, inner fighting, lies, deceit, crazy stories, FBI. How do you see this? Yes.
Well, we want to bring in, obviously.
Yes.
Give me some fucking names. Give this kid 2 fucking games. Give me.
There he is, our special guest. Where is
Special
he?
guest.
Hey,
Shane.
What's up, bro? How you feeling?
not great.
Sleeping?
Oh my God, yeah,
Sleeping?
Yeah, I was out, and then
I figured. I'm like,
of course, in true fashion, I look down in the
Sorry.
fucking. I look down in the chat room and I see a comment saying that, oh, Shane's pulling an Alan Williams. So I wanted to stop in to say, fuck you. I don't play that game. So,
well, speaking
Shane,
of that, I pulled up the
super
clip.
chat right now, Shane.
Oh, it's
yeah, I
crazy.
forgot to.
You forgot to tell me. I'm like,
I forgot to tell everybody. Yeah, I looked down and I'm like, oh, Jesus Christ. I forgot to say. Yeah, so just real quick, an update on that. Appreciate everybody's support and generosity, clearly. But moving forward on keeping it 100 and on any of the
BHL.
open shows, yeah, BHL especially, but any of the shows that are non-patron shows, we're going to open up an actual super chat segment where we do a Q&A. You know, if it's 10 minutes, 15 minutes, we're going to set aside some time because, hey, listen, we've got to pay the bills too, and it all helps. And like I said, we appreciate everybody wanting to participate here. So yeah, Laris,
$199,
yeah.
$99 to say Green Bay sucks. They do.
Yes.
And it hurt, Jim, to see them beat the 0-12 Chicago Bears for the last few months. Let's hit all these super chats because I want all of them hit. Coaches are supposed to use the player's strength and put them in the best positions to succeed. These coaches are doing the complete opposite as usual for the Bears.
You know what it is, Phil? I think some people overlook that it's not just coaching, it's actually parenting in a lot of ways. You have to look at it from that perspective. These are your kids, and you want what's best for them. If you look over at your kid and realize he's not real great at this, you can work with him, but you want to put him in positions to succeed. And coaching is no different. I swear the NFL, I know how talented these guys are. I know how many hours they put in, but with that comes paralysis by analysis. And these guys overthink so many things. It's just like when you call a screenplay 3 times in a row. I mean, what's going on here? At no level of football, maybe my son in Madden at some point, would do that just because he was bored. Not in the NFL. And when other defenders on the other team say, "Oh yeah, we knew it was coming," and almost just laugh it off, that's an embarrassment to the entire franchise. It's a, spitting in the face of the fan base that are, pouring their blood, sweat, and tears into this team. And for what? What's the payoff? There's none. There's no payoff. I said, I know everything got ramped up today, Phil. You and I were talking a little bit when I was on the way to my son's game. And I said, I don't think I'm going to make it, just not feeling great. And you're like, oh, bro, it's the biggest news day for the Bears. And that, I get it. And isn't it all awful? It's terrible news. The biggest news of the day was them releasing Nathan Peterman. And to me, that was a direct shot at QB1. I'll just be honest. Justin went out in his presser, and I know he came back and said that he didn't mean anything against the coaches, but that's your corresponding move right there. In the midst of everything that's going on, you have to release publicly that Nathan Peterman is released within 60 minutes after Justin talked, or whenever it was. It's a mess, man. It's a disaster.
That's a shot towards him, to Justin. It's like they're inner fighting. It's a family inner fighting. Because as I told you,
and you know what? Good for Justin. I'm glad he defended himself, and I'm glad if that's the way that he feels. I'm glad that he's doubling down on what he believes in. That's because we don't believe in this coaching staff. We have major questions about Luke Getsy. We understand it. And this isn't absolving Justin Fields from the issues that he has. I understand you want to put him in a position to succeed. There's plays out there where you can see where he's put into a position to succeed, and he's not throwing the football. And it's not just one time, Phil. You and I both see that on the tape.
That's what I went in a mini rant about Justin and got rid of the narrative of any bias towards race or anything. That shit don't fly here. It's the tape that tells the truth. It's the play. In this situation, as Shane is completely, striking the match, it's the disgrace what the Chicago Bears are doing.
And Eric, I'm not saying that it's affecting Justin. I'm saying this is the political nonsense that this organization plays. If you're releasing Nathan Peterman now, what was the upside to him staying around for 2 weeks, 3 weeks?
What
was the upside?
To appease Justin. That's what I'm telling you. It was to appease. Justin was very affected by the goddamn clamoring for this young kid.
Yeah, I don't think it was that. I'm
telling you it was.
But if it was that, then that means now they're saying, well,
that's what I'm saying. Now this is their shot back to him talking shit about us. We're gonna make him number 2. Again,
that's just
take it with what it is for now. But the reality is, it's a situation. So, Gio, thank you. Who else did? Mike V, my boy from the CT, New Haven Pizza. Mike knows. Hold on. Where are we going? Glad you guys have Super Chat Family 100. And
absolutely.
Thank you, Mike V. We $2.
Appreciate them. Yeah. And we're going to have some things, just little things. We're going to have some, little emblems and symbols made up for, Super Chat participants.
Fans?
Yeah.
Oh my God. I told Claudia we can't cut it out.
Yeah. Well,
no song.
We can't get
dinged. Yeah. We had to cut out the whole fucking segment.
I might not be able to introduce.
I worked like 10 minutes on mine. Cut it out today. What do you mean?
But I'm gonna sing the song, Claudia.
Yeah. No, we're good. We need an updated song, anyways.
Ethan Kotz. How do we say this name, Shane? Kotz?
Couts. Yeah.
Couts.
Couts.
$2. Thank you, Ethan. What do you think? What do you want or think will be the DC, Phil? I think it's going to be Eberflus, and they're going to stay there. They can go to what's his name? The defensive back coach, Shane. He was here before. Why am Hoke? Is that his name? Hoke?
John Hoke.
They can go to him possibly, but I think it's going to be, listen, the head coach's lifeline has been lit. The dynamite, like in the old day cartoons when they light it freaking 2 miles away. Right now, it's about 100 yards away. It's lit. He's got to turn this around or else he is gone. That's my truth. There is no way. You're 0-12. There's inner fighting. Your culture, everything. You came to the podium, Shane.
Yeah.
We have the clip.
Yeah, I got it right here. Yep.
Thank you, Claudio.
Boy, that's a perfect pause right there with his face.
Yeah, that
Botox.
Face says 1,000 words right there.
All
right.
The Botox.
Right,
Before we get to Matt Helper, let's play this clip.
Okay.
He's asked.
This season. I do not have an update on Alan Williams right now.
Pause. He doesn't have an update, but the guy resigned in the morning.
Yeah, but if
You know what I'm
there's legal issues or anything that they're worried about coming out like that, they can't elaborate on that.
Yeah, that's
I
true.
don't need an elaboration. Alan Williams is not going to be with us right now. I can't elaborate on that, but the situation right now is that he's not here.
He kind of said
that's where you do.
Like I said, I don't have any update. I don't have any update right now. Have you spoken to him since it's been asked? I don't have any update.
Right there is when I texted Shane. He's fired.
When he watched the tape, he felt like he was robotic and used to be playing.
So now he's talking about Justin Fields.
But that's it.
Yeah,
Thank
you.
you.
You have to remove all emotion, fandom, everything from this because this is.
Well,
there's an entire, there's the legal system at work here.
Well,
man.
exactly.
You can't. You can go from there being issues and this guy's going to be not a part of your organization to not proceeding the correct. But you can't come out. You can't come out and say anything.
Phil, Al Williams' lawyer came out and said something. I'm sure Eberflus has a lawyer. I'm sure the Bears have lawyers saying you cannot comment on any of this. I don't think it's as much.
Here's where I don't agree. The guy resigned in the morning. He's no longer with you. You can say that to them, and that's what
the
all
lawyer, Phil, they're all lawyered up, man. They could have said just no comment right now is the correct strategy. When we had our drama here, when we lost a franchise pillar in Angelo. Our lawyers told us not to talk about the financial aspects of
the statute of
what
limitations
could be involved.
The statute of limitations are done, so we can talk about them now.
Here's Rel with $1.99. Thank you, Rel. Justin's not pussy, Phil. He don't care. Badgent there. Well, I've heard differently. That's all I could say. And just look at the situation. I think everybody could understand why
if that is the case, then he is 100% not the guy. Yeah, if you're worried about a UDFA that has never played an actual snap of NFL football in the league other than preseason, then you don't have the guy. I mean, if that's the truth, if that's
I don't know. I just think that for them to bring up Peterman and not have Bajan on was more of maybe Bajan
Coach
just needed it.
Gerald, good Lord, Logan.
Could we pull that comment back?
No.
Where did it come? Not this one. This one. Matt, help.
That was me. That was me. Throw it back up.
About to yell at Cherie, for God's sake.
It's not me.
Matt Helper, 99. Are you kidding me, Matt?
Hepler. He
So
is a
just to
helper
point
with
out,
$100, but it's
I was gonna say, but to point out, he paid twice. It's the same question, but
Yeah.
he
Oh,
did it
boy.
twice. Yeah.
Paid
Yep.
150. Wanted to thank you all for getting us through this. DDP, what do you think the real reason they cut Peterman? I'm telling you
Matt's
that they
kissing his wife's ass right now, saying, "I just fucked up on Super Chat, honey." We'll get you an extra special badge, Matt. I promise.
I'm putting the pieces that I have been told together, and I'll address me being political because I don't want to say what happened with Alan Williams because I've been instructed by my attorney, Shane, not to say. That's why, to answer that part. It's alleged right now, so I can't say it, but it's not good. I can say that. So what do I think? I think this was Ryan Poles and company very, very overwhelmed with the situation with Alan Williams, their left tackle being put out, and then Justin goes with the cherry on top and says what he says about the coaching. Okay, Bayesian's number 2 now. And that's what happened. And you don't like it? Tough shit. That's my answer to why they cut Peterman then. To Shane's point, with all this drama and shit, 60 minutes later, you cut him. It's very, very, it's a fucking dumpster fire. It really is. It really is. The next one, is it roast beef? No, it's Mike. Just Mike. What's up, Mike? $4.99. Thank you, Mike. The scheme obviously works in Miami, San Francisco, LA, Green Bay. San Francisco said no to Fields. They also said yes to Trey Lance. Polls giving Fields a chance, but shouldn't have the chance to find his quarterback. But should he?
Yeah.
Shouldn't he? There you go. But shouldn't
you
he?
gotta,
I don't have my reading glass. Of course.
You have to give him
The
that.
GM
that
is
chance.
not getting fired. Are we all in agreement there?
Yeah, depending on how this Alan Williams stuff goes, and if it gets really bad, allegedly, that to me, you would have to launch everybody to the fucking moon.
I agree with you, bro. It's
Listen,
you don't think Shane
there
and
is
I want to tell you what we know or heard? Of course we do, but we can't. So just lock it in here because when we are able to, we're going to go live on our Patreon pop-up show and talk about and tell you what the moves and everything should be. But Mike, obviously, some of what you're saying is true, right? This offense does work, but listen, I know coaches that run my offense and they don't know how to do it or coach it up or choose the right plays and combination. When I look at Getsy in this offense, he's got power plays. They ran a counter play, offset eye, counter right, power counter, or some people call it trap right, whatever you want. They had it in. Jatari Carter misses his block. Otherwise, it's a huge gain. Huge. But Carter does not get his head on the right side, forces it gets stuffed. So all of these things are in their plays. It's the offensive coordinator that's calling them. Like, there's some good offensive coordinators that run the West Coast, and there's shitty offensive coordinators that run the West Coast offense because they have to know their personnel. They have to teach it, and they have to choose these plays at the right time. When Owen Kreutz was on here in the past, and we were talking about Nagy, and the same thing now is showing with Getsy, there was no rhythm. There was no counter to what it is. So say I run that bubble screen, right, that they run and it doesn't work. Well, now I'm going to run a bubble and go. Have we seen that once, Shane?
No.
Not once have we seen. No. There's got to be other things that counter these things to make them successful. Otherwise, you're predictable, Mike. Predictable. And that's the problem. Not as much. I mean, Justin's a part of the problem. But the play caller, that's his big issue. Go ahead to the next. Thank you, Mike. Corn Planner. Cherie is pretty.
Uh-oh.
Cherie, do you want to talk on this point?
Want to agree. We all
I mean,
agree with you.
I also agree, and thank you so
Sounds
much.
like he wants to plan her, doesn't it?
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, did
I am
Go to
so
bed,
glad
Shane.
you're here.
Is
I
that
was worried about you.
Go to
I
bed,
am.
Shane.
I'm balling. I'm balling. That was a good song with the, what was it? The Giants. Balling. Who's next, Cherie? Lunatic, Shane's favorite guy.
Yes.
Kevin Warren needs to fire Flus and Getsy after we get destroyed by KC Sunday. Poles needs to be fired at the end of the season. Bagent needs to start around week 5. Full rebuild. They're not going to fire Poles unless what allegedly we know is true. That it changes the whole dynamic of this. But I think Getsy should have been fired today. Like him and Nathan Peterman gone today. Getsy is in over his head. It's throwing shit at the wall, see what sticks. Shane, toss left, right? They get a great gash play. Freaking even Claypool does his great job. He falls, makes a block. Mercedes Lewis has been better than I ever thought. I got a unbelievable blocking tight end. This dude is unbelievable. Next play, they try to run it again. They try to run the same play again to that same side. False start, left tackle. Then they go back into the shotgun. I agree. Getsy should be fired. I think Eberflus should be fired as well at the end of the season. I just don't agree with the polls. I don't want to hear the McCaskies don't fire anybody and blah, blah. Well, guess what? There's a reason why Ted's gone, right, Shane? Kevin Warren's a new guy, and he has the temperature, we hope, to understand, wait, this is gone way out of control. We have to get rid of this guy and find a coach. Find a coach.
And just real quick, don't forget that they could sign Peterman back to the practice squad tomorrow.
Absolutely. They're going to. I believe they're going to. But this is the perfect case. Let's see. My thought here is
just
if anything was to happen to Justin Fields, they have to go to Bagent.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Los, Alan Williams' lawyer literally came out with a statement today.
Yeah.
So
yeah, he said there was no criminal activity, this and that. I mean, there was the fucking play calling, but I don't know.
Yeah, but I mean,
I don't know anything
we're not spreading fake news.
This is not fake, Los. You know us well enough to know.
Yeah,
Los,
never do that.
we don't even have a nickname. I guess the 100 Crew, but we got to step up and be better than 100 Crew at this point and give some names to the TTNL, believers from the beginning, the loyalists, the ones that have stayed. Even obviously Super Chat is fired up tonight, Shane. This is unbelievable. I need to thank you guys. Are unbelievable. $100 just to say David Smith. Is that my boy? David Smith from New York City, bro. Remember him and his wife, Cherie, at the tailgate party?
Second
best pizza. All the way up.
Second best pizza in the world, right? In New York City.
That's right.
Fire up the chat room some more.
TTNL is the best network around. Thank you, David Smith. Saying that's showing a lot of love to us and people like you, David, and your beautiful wife. I hope it's the David Smith, I believe, because obviously Smith is kind of universal in the phone book that no longer exists. But
I wonder if, with no DC, with everything that's going on, if the Bears have hailed Eberflus as the CEO and the head coach that's everywhere, not just concentrating on the defense. But if they want to keep him in that role, does he call his mentor? does he call Rod Marinelli and try to coax him out of retirement?
That is a great freaking point, Shane.
Rod may look at the situation and say, I'm not gonna leave my man out to dry here. So yeah, I'll put my feet back into the fire, and I think that'll be interesting.
That'll be an article tomorrow or tonight. Will Rod Marinelli? Someone's gonna steal that shit.
Yeah.
You know that TTNL vibes.
I think he's talking about the super chat is giving only fan vibes. So which one's who's showing their feet? Who is gonna show their feet?
Brian K. $10. Thank you, Brian K. Phil, been watching since it was just a steady backbeat film breakdown. You all have come a long way. Congrats. Question: does the Wonderlic test check processing speed? Justin Fields scored high, as you know. Well, actually, he scored high on the sports science test, and we had that doctor on to talk about it. So I always take the tests almost like PFF and the stat boys. The tape tells me what a guy can do. And Shane, going into that draft, you and I, Cars, others, we really liked Mac Jones' ability to process, anticipation throws. Those were the things. Justin Fields seemed to have a glitch in his windup and delivery that we were okay with. My father went on a tirade, if you remember, on X's with the O's, or it might have been Draft Mob, and he was like, don't change what he's done forever. You have to do what he does well. The Bears have not listened to that. What Justin does well is get under center, threaten the edge, power game, action off of it. He is not June Jones's boy. Processing, okay, if this happens, do this. He needs it straight to the point. He's a see it and throw it passer. He clearly having trouble anticipating, and I've broken it down. If you're not a patron, this guy, Brian K., thank you. He just paid $10. That would have been a month. He would have got a month of the breakdowns of what it is we're doing.
How about this one here?
Go ahead.
Not even a Bears fan, but the analysis
Wow.
of football.
Thank you so much, Billy.
That's
Billy.
saying a lot right there.
Caulfield. Billy Caulfield. Thank you so much. He's not even a Bears fan, but he's here throwing money at us. That's unbelievable.
We might have to add an extra person to the background for BHL. No, I'm just saying, because it's
gonna get
and you throw some alcohol and a football and a
No.
live football game we
definitely are going to need a
shit could get a little bit
producer for this.
spicy.
Oh yeah.
Caden Whitlow or somebody. It's free on Sunday after Bears Chiefs. It's the best Bears post-game show on the planet. Bears Hour Live. I'm sure it'll be a fiery.
I'm waiting for
Phil.
He's overwhelmed. Give me some fucking names.
Every week we're gonna understand the
Give me
fucking
some
why.
fucking names.
Bring up this last guy's comment because I didn't see it. No. Jeremy Anastasi. He was on the show with us, my guy. I love this dude.
Hey, man,
Our guest is on the way home. He was held up at work. He's hustling home like he was with the Daquan Jones tape, Shane.
Oh, nice.
Remember that?
Oh, yeah.
Not if, but when Eberflus is gone, my guy Harbaugh.
Go Blue.
How about edit that and say our guy, Jeremy, because that's Shane has known since the dial-up days. I've been wanting this guy. My guy Harbaugh at Michigan is a dream, but interested in your thoughts on Dan Quinn. Get healthy, Shane. Much love to you guys. Thank you, Jeremy Anastasi. $9.99. Shane, I honestly thought it was going to be Dan Quinn named the head coach. That when you put the gun to my head, that's where I thought it was going to go. Listen, Coach Quinn was at Hofstra, Shane.
Yeah, I remember.
Coach at Hofstra. Who else would I be pulling for in that group? But I
Yeah,
like Dan Quinn. He's a proven commodity. I think the Chicago Bears need to get away from these experimental head coaches and find a head coach. If it means trading of one of these first rounders for Mike Tomlin, I think I'm in that. I think I'm in that game. I think this situation in Chicago with the coaching staffs has been completely and utterly a letdown. Completely. Couple more as our guest is now chugging down some of the liqueur that we've placed in the green room for him, as well as
the shrimp has been sitting there for a while. Don't eat the shrimp.
A little warm. Careful, Steve, with that.
Yeah.
Also,
it's Hawaiian punch.
those
That's all we had.
teriyaki steak tips that Claudio bought you are very good. Very good. Roast beef. Are you a fan of roast beef, Shane? Are you an Arby's guy?
I like roast beef.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of roast beef.
Why are you shaking your head, Sheree?
When he said Arby's, I like roast beef, but Arby's is a complete different story.
Claudio's a big fan of the beef curtains. I've heard.
That's where I thought you were taking it. I'm like, damn.
You're bad, dude. You are bad. The best show, roast beef, $1.90. The best show, only show I'll watch, keeping it 100. Well, this little kid, the quarterback, jumping in here, just yelling.
Oh, is that Tate?
That was Tate.
Oh, we got to tell everybody, Tate. Listen, in week one,
Claudio's going to tell.
Tate has one of the best quotes, the best sayings. Right? Tate goes, "I'm throwing the ball with him during the game in the house," and he's like, "Yeah, I'm just like Justin Fields, just I'm smaller, but I can throw the ball." And I'm like, Tate with the
Claudio with the
out
Tate
of the mouth
dig.
of babes, right?
Oh, Tate, you're the man, Tate.
Last one, real quick before we get to our guest.
I did want to bring that one up because David Smith
go ahead.
is confirming that
Yes.
it is him from New York.
You don't have to give another 25, Dave. Jeez.
And we are still going to
Yes.
put other comments up that aren't super chat.
Yeah.
It's
Yes,
just,
we
we're
always
just
will.
we're just getting
There's
used
going
to this.
to
It's
be-
coming at us. Yeah,
Throw
we're
another
gonna-
25 in there. Tell us what county in New York you're from, bro. Let's get crazy.
Thank you, Dave. You know how I feel about you, Dave. I'm sure Dave is on somewhere smoking a cigar.
Yep.
Just laying back, chilling to TTNL here every Wednesday night. We're keeping it 100. Tonight, I did have an intro for this guy, but the music I'm afraid to play on our first night with Super Chat. Yes, TTNL YouTube has reached out to us. You guys deserve this. Great letter from YouTube about this network, and you fans are jumping out here tonight, all 868 of you. Larison again.
He's
Hey,
trying.
there you go. Yep, I like it.
Yes, our TTNL
Phil, if you
brother
look down at your phone right now, Phil,
I did. I saw it pop up.
Yep.
Do you want to translate that or later in the show?
Yeah, that might be a TTNL later show.
Shout out later.
comment.
Okay,
Yeah.
you're gonna have to wait. Jim has given us instructions for
I'm
these
sure if the guy,
initiatives.
I'm sure if the guy's watching the show right now, he's like, "Fuck you, there's me."
Now is everyone can figure
We
it out.
already know who you're talking about.
Anyway, I am going to put our producers in the back. Claudio, you guys monitor the chat, save
Yeah.
all those super chats.
I'm gonna
Even
say
bring
hello
the-
to our guest, and then I
You're gonna
have to-
bounce.
Yeah,
Yes.
I have to bounce.
Let's bring him in.
Dragging here, Big Steve.
Former Chicago Bear offensive lineman.
He might not want to. He might not want to admit that after today. Jesus, all the fucking drama. My God, it was never ending for a while.
Oh my God, Steve!
It's a tough day to be a Chicago Bear, ain't it?
Oh,
Yeah, so-
it is.
I was expecting him to fire Larry Mayer at one point. I mean, shit was going so crazy.
No firing of Larry Mayer yet, so to speak. Keep monitoring that, Cherie and Claudio, if that news breaks. But Big Steve is here. I promise you, TTNL intros are all needing updates and new music as we move with YouTube sponsoring us like this. It's a celebratory night for TTNL, but not so much with the Bears community, Steve. Obviously, we talked a little bit on the phone about what's going down. We're not going to share that, but we are going to talk to you about the situation on the offensive side of the football. What are your thoughts there? And actually, let's go there with the offensive line. What are your thoughts there on the offensive line? Then I'll let Shane ask one question and be out. Let this guy get some rest. He's obviously not feeling well. But go ahead, Steve.
Well, where do you start, with the offensive line? Looking for improvement, but we really haven't had it. You know what I mean? Like that we thought we were going to get this year. We thought we were going to see some vast improvement, with the upgrades that we made. Whitehair moving to center, Jenkins, and obviously that was the first one blow, because I thought Jenkins was playing pretty good ball in the preseason. I thought he was set to be the guy at left guard, and the thing about him is when he is on the field, he's a productive guy, you know what I mean? And he just can't seem to stay healthy. So then we move on to Nate Davis, a guy who, it was such a mystery of what was going on with him in his personal life, it's just, and that's his personal life, but you start assuming things after a while when you don't have any idea, does he got some mental issues? I mean, your mind starts to go to places like that. So when he comes back, he's rusty. He hasn't been out there practicing. He's has issues. You're going to have your growing pains with Darnell Wright. I think he's going to be, don't worry about him. He's going to have his growing pains. He's a physical dude. I think what you see from him is what you get, but, he's not going to be some anchor off the bat. You know what I mean? He's going to have his growing pains, but, then you look at Braxton Jones, the things that you thought he was going to improve on as far as taking on the bull, working with Olin, which I thought was a brilliant move for him to go work with Olin and work on hand striking, sitting out on bull rush. Some of me and Olin love the same principles. Olin brought Tunklin in, it's the hand striking, sitting down on the bull. What I thought that I saw a little bit when I did go to mini camp was that he was getting ran past. That was something that wasn't really his issue last year. It was getting ran through.
Exactly.
I started thinking, is he starting to compensate for sitting down on the bull, which is not making him susceptible to the pass, the speed rush. And I think we're starting to see something where he's kind of he's just kind of mixed up. When you get bull rush like that, or you're getting speed rush, it makes you susceptible to one of those things, and the D ends now can set up their second move. If they know he's trying to set up for the bull and really sitting down and anchoring and it really feeling like now we're just gonna run past you. We're gonna give you a jab step outside, beat hands, around the corner. If you're a guy who's susceptible to the speed rush and we're oversetting, we're going to counter with the inside move, or we're going to have you out balanced because your weight is shifted to your left, and you just bull rush a guy, like me off my feet, and it's just that simple. So I think he's kind of inside his own mind a little bit, but I don't want to jump the gun, but I'm not going to tell you this. Let's just be honest. He's not the answer left tackle. He's not.
Right.
He's not.
Yeah, I mean, I
try to give him the benefit of the doubt. I know we try to do this fifth round, this Charles Leno thing, late round guy. We get this plug in, and he's not the answer. So we obviously got to go find that answer. And then Lucas is not. He can't play guard. Both of these guys can't play guard. Him or Whitehair. One of them got to play center. Like they just like both of these guys are just they're centers. They're not guards. They're just flat out centers, man. Like Whitehair's a little bit better, but like it's like they are susceptible to all kinds of. They can't pass pro, you know. So it's like, man, I don't know where we're at. We're in a bad spot, you know. But then we're not giving them a shot. We're not getting them a shot on the offensive play calling side. That thing is so sporadic and it's so inconsistent and just so naggy. Like, man, I haven't talked to you guys since, you know, obviously the first game was just like, what are we doing here? You know, not to go all the way back to the week one, but motion a damn tight end for a QB sneak. Who are we trying to fool here?
Yeah.
What are we doing?
Yeah.
Like, and I was just like, okay, screen, horizontal passes. I've seen this before, a million of them. Second week, okay, let's see some adjustments. We do the same damn thing. Screen me. And the Buccaneers told you. We knew it was coming. 2-minute drill, backed up. You call a damn screen for the third time on that? Like, man, it's crazy. So now I'm not letting Justin Fields off the hook. He's not looking good. He's looking inconsistent, but he's broken. He's broken. Got Nagy, he broke him. Now Getsy's breaking this guy. He's breaking him. When you get a guy, he's not a ready. Just to be real, Justin Fields wasn't a ready-made NFL guy. So wasn't Jalen Hurts and Lamar Jackson. But they got coordinators who got with them and tailored up the offense. Now, I know everybody say, hey, you know, Jalen Hurts had receivers and he had an O-line, but they had to tailor the offense towards his strengths and go with that. Greg Roman, guys like that who had Lamar Jackson. Now, his time ran, you know, short. They had going in a different direction, but he helped Lamar Jackson become a MVP at one point, right? So Justin Fields never had that. You know, we saw glimpses of that last year where they just let him go, but it's very inconsistent. And my last thing, and I was talking to Phil earlier in the day, let's look at, you know, these coordinators. Getsy, where does he come from? Green Bay, quarterback coach. Okay, him and who's the other guy who got the head coaching job in the Broncos?
Nathaniel Hackett.
Yep. These guys are all getting that clout off the base of they had a Hall of Fame quarterback in Aaron Rodgers. That's how they got those jobs. Aaron Rodgers made them look good. He looked good. He didn't create nothing. They didn't make anything special. No special offense design around Aaron Rodgers. It's Aaron Rodgers. So you see what happened to Hackey his first year as a head coach. It was a bomb.
Exactly.
Now it's not going too good.
Yeah,
right
didn't even make it the entire year.
He got fired.
He didn't make it the entire year, and now they're off to a slow start. Now he's gotten his second go with having Aaron and you know Jets. And now Aaron's hurt, and you know, and they're going through their growing pains there. Jets, he was the same boat. He was a quarterback coach who had Aaron Rodgers. You know, I would have been looking for somebody who's had the experience of taking somebody and developing the system around that person. I would have been looking for somebody who had that creative background and had that in their resume. You know, so I think you got to look at that this dude didn't come from that. He had Aaron Rodgers. You know what I mean? Aaron Rodgers didn't have to be developed or had to be like something had to be the offense had to be developed around him. You know, you just had to be competent and just put some, get out his damn way, give him some plays, and be on the same page with him. So that's where we at, man. I'm hoping that Justin can maybe climb his way out of there. But you can see the frustration in his comments today and what he was saying. He's obviously frustrated. And he's coming. He's at this point, he's getting his own back. Like, hey, it's the coaches. Oh, yeah, I feel robotic, but you know what? The coaches, they're telling me where to go. They're not letting me play. I want to get back to what I was at last year. Obviously, they're trying to. It's a mess. It's a mess. Can we climb our way out of it? I don't know. I don't know what they do. We got to go to Kansas City now. Who's gonna block Jones in the middle?
Chris Jones.
Jesus Christ.
Oh my God. You're gonna have to double him every down. You're gonna have to call or check. You got to get those angles, Steve, on him.
That's my calm rant, by the way, because
Yeah,
I've
it was
already been
very
yelling at
calm.
my youth team today. Just so all my it would have been like a more boisterous rant, but I already just was yelling today at them and got parents trying to tell me who to play and in the back, that background noise. So I was a little frustrated. I was just, so that's my calm rant.
Me and Big Steve are coaching the same grade levels, Shane.
Nice.
Same system though. Phil. I mean, I told Phil, he helped me out big time. I said, Phil, I tried to do split back veer. It's not working. He sent me over the playbook, I formation, and I instantly installed that thing, and it's been a lifesaver. I'll tell you that.
Is your running back 235 pounds like it is in Phil's league?
I got a tough running back though. He's a grinder, man. He's a grinder, man.
I got a couple running backs that are grinders, but Shane, go ahead
before I bounce. I want you guys to talk on this. They brought it up in the presser today, which I was kind of, it piqued my interest a little bit, and I have my thoughts on it, but I'll let you guys talk on it. As they talked to Eberflus directly about left tackle, and they brought up Darnell Wright, and he said ultimately you would like to leave him in one spot and just let him go, but yes, that's definitely on the table. What is your guys' thoughts on that?
Put a Darnell at left tackle?
Yes.
Yeah, they want
to. Man, you got to have everything on the table at this point. You would love to have him in right tackle, but you may
because I guess the way that you would have to look at it is, do you feel more confident with letting him grow at that position and then feeling more comfortable with Borum at right tackle versus Borum at left tackle?
Yeah, I think, and I mean, are you going to stay consistent? We can't play this game with him like we did with Jenkins. Okay,
no.
That's not, and I hope that obviously is the new general manager at the top that would probably have a say so in that. But let's if we're going to do it, let's stick to it. Let's stick to our guns in that, because that flipping and moving around really can just some guys are versatile, but when a guy like that, he's a first round pick. You want him to be a staple somewhere. If you're going to make that move, let's just say, hey, that's what we're going to do. We're not going to flip around. We're going to keep him there, and we're going to let him develop there. And if they do that, I'm down with it, as long as there's a commitment there.
Yeah.
Steve, bro, we're running the eye together. We're also saying the same. That would exactly be, Shane, the way you'd have to handle it, with the understanding we're making this move, this commitment, and we're putting him there for his career. If you continue to do this Kyle Long, Tevin Jenkins bullshit, moving Cody Whitehair to guard, because it is so bad on the offensive line with this C-Mo, and I don't see Mo, Larry, and Curly. I actually see Mo, Larry, and Curly out there with C-Mo, actually. But this situation has to be, you have a meeting, you believe in it. I definitely think, I've said it when we were scouting him with Big Steve and my dad that day, this is a guy that can play left tackle. He's better than Larry Borum at left tackle. He's more athletic. He's strong at the point. To Steve's point, he's not a polished product, but it's hard as a rookie to be that. But there are plays on tape. If I was just to pull the first two games and show some highlights, the sack he gave up is Cole Kmet's fault. You're supposed to chip outside. He's coming outside, then he comes under and stops he bumps into Darnell Wright, and I broke it down, Steve.
Yeah.
As he's going back inside to pick up, I'm like, what is this? And gets in his way. He can't set properly, and he lets up a sack. So when people are, well, he let up a sack there, and no, it was Cole's fault getting in his way in his pass set. But anyway, I would be on board with doing it with the understanding that that's where he's playing in our future. And now next year, I mean, Steve, we could have picked your boy, my dad's guy, Daquan Jones, and had them both, Darnell and Daquan.
Dewan
Dewan.
Jones.
Why do I keep saying that? It's the
You're
other
thinking
tackle.
of Naquan Jones, the
Yeah.
defensive tackle.
Dewan Jones was our
Are you
guy.
talking about
Ohio State?
Oh
Right
yeah,
tackle.
our guy from Ohio.
Remember
How
the
is he
Mick-
doing, by the way?
He's doing great. He starts for the Browns
God.
and dominates.
You know, I think I told you I seen.
You did tell me, but I've never shared it. If you want to share, I didn't want to.
Well, you know what? What the heck? This thing is it's all over the place. You know, the Bears. Like I'm sure I'm the least. We're the least of their issues right now. You know, we was golfing this off season, and you know, we had the alumni golf outing, and I'm out there at the chipping practice range, and Poles and Cunningham were out there, so I just kind of eased my way on over there, introduced myself. And he a very, very personable guy. You know, he kind of walks. He's a Boss College BC guy, which I play with a lot of them. They all got like chips on their shoulders and broad, you know, chest out. You know, I play with all of them. Mark Colombo, Chris Sneed, you know, they're all the same. Like, we're Boston College, and you know, he has that same charisma. You know, I don't know what they're drinking down there. But anyway, you know, I went up to him and open conversation, man. Just like, hey, dude, like, what did you think about this? And he was just like, man, I like him. He's giving the details about Darnell Wright. And then I went instantly to our guy from Ohio State. And he was just like, he's a first rounder, no doubt. It's just the outs, you know, he said the dude came in out of shape for the pro day, and those are those are the red flags, basically. Essentially, the guy's a first round pick, high pick. He basically said, and those are the red flags about his commitment level. So you could tell that he was high, but you know, obviously he didn't check those boxes that they would like. But he said the first round talent was no doubt what we identified when we broke down that film, that we were just like basically went off of Paris Johnson and just was like focusing on him because it was just outstanding, the film that we saw on him. So that would have been great to be sitting there without Chase Claypool's pick and snatching that guy up. What a great, you know, what a coulda, shoulda, man. You know.
Yeah, that's where it is.
Yeah,
Shane?
it's true, man. It's, you know, to that, you know, it's like I go back to the Jalen Carter, and he's had some success, and everybody's, you know, melting down over that. And you know, his first game he started against two rookie offensive guards, and pretty much the same thing in game two. But it's not on the field where they're worried about these guys. You know what I mean? It's not even this time frame in between the draft and their rookie season starting. The proof is going to be in the pudding with Jalen Carter and with Dewan Jones. Is what do they do when they get some legit NFL money in their pocket? What do they do from January to June?
Yeah,
that's where you have to kind of pump the brakes a little bit, because if he balloons up to 380 or 400 pounds, then it's gonna be a problem. And that's that's what he has showed. But I mean, the talent is, you cannot deny it. But
well, Shane's right. I mean, that offseason is something else, and we just see it. We see it, you know what I mean? And you see it with guys getting into trouble, but you also see it on the other end where guys would just, you know, he's seen his work ethic. He gets some money in his pocket. That was the number one thing when I came in the NFL, man. Teams would be like, they would ask this. Jacksonville, they were some assholes. You know, this is when Kaufman was there. They were really assholes.
yeah.
You know, I was a bigger guy, you know, coming in. It's like, what are you going to, they asked exactly that. What are you going to do with the money gets in your hand? Are you going to eat up? You know, they were real bad. I said, I do not want to go to Jacksonville. They're like mean, man. Like, are you going to eat it away? Are you going to, you know, I'm like, no, like, you know, but they're right for asking that, but like maybe not as, you know, fucking mean as they did, but they deal with that. Like, guys get money and they eat, or they go drink, or they do drugs, or they get in trouble, and you know, this money that you get that you've never seen before. So that makes up the, you know, how these guys, not only how do they get better each off season, how do they handle the off season when this thing is done? that's part of it, like Shane said. So, the book is still out.
The jury is out as well.
Jury is out. Yes.
Yeah. The book is out. Steve's writing an autobiography. But my father, get my dad going on Tom Coughlin. If you think you want to get someone fired up, my dad hates Tom Coughlin with a passion.
Oh, man. We gotta remember that when next time we have a breakdown, so I can bring Coughlin. We can just have a hate fest. Which I end up playing for Coughlin later on in my career. Didn't go to Jacksonville, but I ended up playing for him in New York. So that was awful too. He's just still. I was running. I got there. I just got there. Signed with the team. Next practice. You think I'm not going to run drill to drill? I just signed with the damn team. I had a workout. First of all, I had a workout. The old what's his name? Flaherty. Coach Flaherty. He used to be our tight ends coach.
Flaherty.
Yeah. And he became the O-line coach for New York Giants. So he put me through the workout. He already knew he wanted to sign me. Yep. And then here comes Coughlin, like, hey, let's do a few more. And it was just conditioning. That's ridiculous, like almost like DB conditioning, But luckily I was in shape, and I almost still died because I got in super late that night, delayed flight, and and then the next day, we got practice. I'm running to the next drill, and Coughlin still was like, Edwards, move your ass. I'm like, man, I was like, this dude is insane. That was a year before they had the players had to address him about his out of control stance. He lost the team. The team was out of control. We made the playoffs. Everybody hated him.
Yeah.
And I wasn't with the team the next year. I went to Baltimore, but the next year I think the players had to sit down with him and like, hey, you need to chill out. Like,
right.
And that's when he chilled out, and that's when they won the Super Bowl the next year.
Exactly.
And he chilled out a little bit.
My father has, I'll let him tell the story, but he definitely has the same street that you're driving on, and it'll even be more. It'll be great. Remember when we called him and woke him up? He came on with t-shirt and underwear.
Yeah.
Phil, were you calling me?
Frank, is that you? No, Shane, coach.
Shane.
All right, I'll let you guys get back to it. I'm gonna go bury my head into my pillow and see if I can start feeling better.
Get better, bro. Obviously, it's gonna be a long, fun. There's gonna be things to talk about. That's for sure.
It's never boring being a Bears fan. That's for sure.
Never boring.
There's plenty to talk about. Just
I'm
usually negative stuff.
Real quick, I'm like, do other teams have this kind of shit? It's like,
no, they're busy playing football.
Exactly.
They're busy talking about what's going on the field.
Oh my Lord, guys!
I have to say this. One of my what's the movie with Jamie Foxx? The guy with my work said this. I got to give him credit.
The football movie.
Yeah, with Jamie Foxx.
Oh my God.
Oh,
any given Sunday.
Yeah,
he said, "What is this? Any given Sunday, Chicago Bears edition." I'm like, Willie Beeman as as Justin Fields, like throwing everybody on the bus and just straight chaos.
This
off
could
the
be
field.
a movie.
Like it was a surreal. And as soon as I heard it, man, I went right to I'm turning on the Chicago sports talk, like trying to figure out what the hell is going on.
Yeah.
Waiting for the scoop. Has anything officially? Is it still kind of been buttoning up exactly what's happening?
It's nothing official yet.
With Justin, you mean?
No.
Justin or with the defensive coordinator?
Oh, with Williams, yeah, they're focusing on health and his family, but that's
So did these raids actually happen? Are these a real thing?
They're saying no, that they did not, but then the person.
All right. If these raids didn't happen, okay, then maybe you tail back a little bit. Yeah. But if these raids happen, that's something bad.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
So it's interesting, man. They're gonna have to come out with something, man. They can't just be doing this, man.
Well,
keeping this
that's
stuff
what
under
makes
wraps.
you pause, Steve, because the head coach, obviously, Shane and Claudio were talking for him. I'm on the opposing side. They came out. Ian Rappaport even reported Alan Williams. The timeline doesn't match. It says Alan Williams resigned this morning. He's resigned. There was no FBI. There was no Charles Tillman. This is Ian Rappaport, right? Shane probably has a screenshot of that tweet. When Coach Eberflus comes on the presser and he's asked 3 different ways about Alan Williams, that's in the late afternoon. So if he resigned in the morning, the head coach is listen, Alan Williams has resigned. That's all I could say about it. He's no longer with. He doesn't do that. He avoids the questions. I can't say anything about it. You know, taking that, the fifth. He's pleading the fifth, basically, as a coach. So the lawyers or whatever, the attorney, everybody's, it's like Suits. I'm almost done with all 8 seasons on Netflix. It's like Suits with Mike Ross and freaking Harvey Specter and Louis Litt. They got all their attorneys and everybody's manipulating the truth to fit what it is they want. And the Chicago Bears, unfortunately, are who we thought they were. They're who we thought they were. And nobody's letting them off the hook here with us talking about it. Shane, is there any updates now?
No, the only
All
update was
speculation.
that Albert Breer sent out a tweet talking about Justin Fields' presser, and when he left the practice field and came back in, he checked his social media and saw how it blew up. So they said he went directly to Luke Getsy's office to talk to him, and then he came back into the locker room and kind of held court with the press. And
wait, say who did this? I'm sorry.
Justin Fields.
Justin Fields.
Yeah, because he he's like, I'm trying to be open and give you guys information, and I understand in your business you need to get clicks, but if I'm going to give you information, I don't want you to clip it and put it together to build a story. So he went, right at the media, kind of blamed it on the media, which is kind of an issue for me because we all heard what Justin Fields said himself in the presser, where he was clearly saying things against the way that he was being coached.
Oh.
Yeah, they're in my head. So
they're in my head.
He backtracked
I've been thinking about
on that and wanted to kind of blame
it
and wanted to blame it on the media for.
Get the fuck out of here. Where's this?
Yeah, I can. Let me.
This is a tweet, or is this like audio
directly from? It's from Albert Breer. Justin Fields' comment caught fire on Twitter as the Bears were on the practice field. So when they got in, Fields saw what happened on social media and ran to OC Luke Getsy's office to take care of it. There hadn't been an issue, and Getsy assured him there would not be one. But yeah, he held court in
like the locker room after practice. With
there was a second interview that I heard about, and they were playing that on the Sports Talk,
really?
Today. I didn't get a chance to really listen to it, but it was another holding court session.
I can give you the audio of it right here.
Please, yes.
You guys' job to articulate clicks, so it's like when you take my quote out of context, when we just say that.
Oh, it's breaking up. I don't know why it's not loud.
Yeah, it's all the way up. Let me find a better feed.
He literally, Steve. Oh my God. He's backpedaling based on the media and PR department talking to him about his comments. Because let's play the Justin interview. There is no fucking way of manipulation by the media whatsoever. You said what you said.
Yeah.
This makes me totally disappointed in Justin Fields. literally was talking to someone from the NFL Network named Adam Rank, and I was saying, well, at least I'm proud of him that he's owning this, saying, I got to be me. These guys clearly are holding me back, wanting me to be a pocket passer, wanting me to do things within their philosophy. That's the worst thing a coach can do. You build on his talents, what he does, the opposite of what they're doing. Now he's backpedaling this. Now you lose all fucking credibility in my mind. You have the new audio? Oh, you're muted.
Yeah, I'm getting it. Let me just give me a second.
But are you with me there, Steve? Like, you can't come out there, point the fucking finger. Like, have you seen the original presser, Steve?
Yeah, I saw the original press. I didn't see the whole. And it talked about not watching, like, you know,
It's the
watching the whole thing.
all we
and
have
not,
to see is
okay,
the
here we
last,
go.
Claudio, get the last question of the
there's our guy, Zach Pearson.
There's Zach Pearson. He'll be on the show next week, Zach.
So
Zach.
here it is. Here it is right here.
You guys' jobs are to get clicks, so it's like when you take my quote out of context and when you just say that, if you paint the picture on the inside out, like y'all are trying to split us up. I'm not blaming anything on the coaches.
God.
I'm never gonna blame anything on the coaches. Never gonna blame anything on my teammates. I will take whatever happens in the game. I will take all the blame. I don't care if it's a drop pass. It should have been a pass. Put it on me. But never when you hear anything come out of my mouth to where I will blame it on somebody else in this organization. My teammates, never will you hear that. So I just want to clear that up and just know that, like, I need to play better. That's it. Point blank. If y'all, that's what I should have said in the first place. But, you know, I was trying to give y'all more details because, you know, I appreciate y'all for doing what y'all do. And I try to give y'all the information y'all want for you guys to drop. So,
Bro, this
I'm
is
going to do
bad.
that. And in the future, like, but I ask you guys just to put the whole quote up. Don't cut it up into words.
There's no
make it seem
there's
like
no cut.
I'm saying something that I'm not. So, again, appreciate you guys what you do. And y'all bless you.
Yeah,
He's
I don't think
talking in that, Shane.
I
He's
don't think Justin helped himself at all by having
shit,
that second presser at all.
Please pull up the last question, Cherie or Claudio. The Justin Fields interview. This is a moment where he's basically saying they're telling coaches, and he gets serious. There's no wiggle room, Steve. I'm sitting there watching it, and I'm like, oh, fuck. He just said what he just said.
Yeah.
I'm going to be me.
What a weird circumstances today is. I don't think that second press con, I knew it happened. I heard a little bit. I knew he was kind of backpedaling. So that was me really focusing on what he was saying. He's totally backpedaling, like kumbaya-ness on me.
Yeah, exactly.
Totally different what he was saying. Like, hey, basically, you know, they're telling me where to go with the ball. I'm not cutting loose like I did last year. Yeah, it is the it's the coaching. He said it. He said what it was no other way to, like, people like listen to the entirety. I think you can listen to, like, it's not like chopped up where it's like you can't chop that up. Like you can listen to a portion. You don't have to listen to the whole interview to see how he set it up and what he said. He said what he said. Like, he feels like he's playing. Somebody asked him if he's playing robotic. He said, yeah. I think it's contributed to the coaching because, hey, they're telling me where to go with the ball and just not letting me go. And he also felt like he's just not playing like last year. They're not doing a mixture of the plays of the stuff that they did last year. Point blank and simple. He called him out, and he's being aggressive where he was like, hey, listen, I'm not, you guys not gonna plan it on me, man. This is what's going on. Put me in this situation. And then now it's just a total, like, it's on me. Don't worry about nothing and don't flip my. It's a weird. That was probably the most disappointing thing I've ever heard him say.
I am with you 100 because I was like, they're okay. As I told Adam, he's drawn a line in the sand of truth. We all see Getsy doing what he's doing. We're breaking it down. We're looking at it. You're watching the game. You're not helping Justin. Justin gets pissed off and puts a line in the sand. And then the Allen Williams and the left tackle and the cutting of Peter and all of this shit comes to fruition. And you backpedal like Deion Sanders coming up. Come on.
Yeah, I can respect it. People were like, he said that. I said, man, and low key, I respect what he said, man. Like,
I did too.
Somebody has to be the bad guy around there.
They
for
probably
once.
pulled
Like,
it off, Steve. They probably cut it, and the Bears have deleted it because Claudio and Cherie can't even find it.
Wow.
Do you get it, Cherie? Is the presser
They can find it somewhere, but like the fact that they cut that, like, that's
I'm
crazy,
wondering.
man.
It's the last question. He takes a stance, an aggressive one. He's pissed off. He's emotional.
Yeah, man. He's emotion. Somebody show some emotion over there, man. Everybody's so tucked up and buttoned up.
Oh
and
my
everything's
God.
hunky-dory and hey, and it's just like, man, he find our quarterback, yeah, he hasn't been playing great, but he's like finally like, hey, listen, I don't care. Accountability. You know what I mean? If he came out in that second interview, like, listen, I got to take some accountability too. So that everybody, if he would have probably cleaned out like, hey, I'm not saying I'm not to blame, but him to say it's on me, everything's on me, everything, I'm like, whoa,
Oh my
like,
God, dude.
why?
This is a coward's way. That's why. That's why. They've taken the presser off Justin Fields' Wednesday media availability. Hold on. I'm finding it, Steve, myself.
They wanted me to work on staying in the pocket.
Oh, they got it?
During the off season, which
Yeah, this is it. I'm trying to find when he actually is asked the question, but
it's at the very end.
Maybe they did cut it off because I went to the end and it's not there.
And then
watch.
There's always going to be like, you don't have to always. I guess it's
Why
not going
is
to
it
work out perfectly
echoing?
every time. So yes, there's times where I could have stayed in the pocket, but like in that play,
Yeah, this is it.
like
Go rewind back.
So I gotta send the play, get out of the pocket.
Rewind back to the question. He gets very upset. Back up. Keep going. Just play it at 10:30.
They're holding each other accountable and working towards the same goal. So in terms of that fact, yeah, I think everybody can do better around here, including myself. So
Just maybe as an extension of what you're talking about on the strip sack.
Okay, you take accountability.
You had that play.
Exactly.
Yeah, he does.
I'm leaving. I'm gone. Time clock. I'm gone out of the pocket. That's
it was before this.
It's right here.
They wanted me to work on staying in the pocket. During the off season, which there's times where you do, but when that internal clock goes off, that's when you need to get out and extend the play, make a play. So yeah, so it's just kind of like taking their coaching, and then there's always going to be like, you don't have to always, I guess it's not going to work out perfectly every time. So yes, there's times where I could have stayed in the pocket, but like in that play that specifically, like I was in the pocket for a long time, so I gotta send the play, get out of the pocket,
Get the mouse off the thing. I don't know.
And do something with it. Make something shake. So that's kind of what I'm talking about though, and kind of
I think it was a little before.
It was a little bit before. It is.
He's calm right now. He's a little fired.
Is that a toilet? Yeah. You mean
yeah, it's a toilet. It's a toilet full of shit out there. They dropped the thing. Anyway, he gets very upset. You heard the end part when he goes, where did it go? Claudio.
Yeah, I don't think he had like what was that second? So we saw the end part and he kind of was like, hey, it's on me. He took accountability. I didn't see that part. So he's already taken accountability. He's already
he does
somewhat burning it up, like just like, hey, listen, I said what I said, but hey, it's on me. What was that second part? Like they came to him like, hey, you got to go clean that up. That's what I was like. Did he talk to the coaches and they like, oh man, you criticized him that he felt like he had to have a second presser, like they
that's the craziness of it.
Up. Very weird, very weird.
Let me just video compliments of the Chicago Bears media department. Share screen here. Justin Fields media availability. Can you see it there on the bottom? I'm going to make it big. We'll play it from this. I'm just guessing at this point. where it is, and we'll react to it
So you
here.
have to extend plays, make plays, get outside the pocket, be a threat with your legs, and be able to still throw the ball too. So, just keeping that same kind of fluidity throughout the game, and just being smart about everything.
That play you had down the sideline in the second quarter, the home team sideline, where you roll out on play action and like defender made a good play on Cole. But like, is that the type of play you want to see more of that gets you on the move so you can make those sorts of throws?
Yeah, I mean, and like you said, that was a design rollout, so those plays can happen called, or those plays can happen scramble drill naturally to where we are extending the play, and then that happens. So yeah.
Are you noticing teams when they're playing more zone on you? Is that taking your running lanes away? Do you feel are there ways to like compensate for that in games?
What?
When you're facing as much zone as you are to be able to take off and run if you see it.
Talking about like when it's a pass play?
No, I mean just any opportunity you have to like create those explosive gains. Some of the things that we saw last year. Are you seeing less opportunity to do that because of the way?
I would say in the read option game, I would say their ends aren't really playing the back. I know last game they were just pretty much focused on me. So but if they do that, then I just have to carry out my fake, and the back has to do his job by run the ball. So yeah.
You said you wanted to keep the conversations with the coaches private, but did they seem receptive to these ideas that you're sharing?
Of course. Coach Flus, Luke, everybody in the building is, always receptive to what we have to say. And, anytime, anybody has a problem or, comes to them with anything. So they're always receptive to us. Sure.
You said your rookie year, you felt like you also had to play a certain way. And you used the word robotic, describing that in hindsight. Has this been a frustration for you throughout your career, having coaches try to change too much of the way
Here we go.
to play the game?
You said, has it been frustrating?
Yeah. Has that been a frustrating part of life in the NFL for you, that you have
Not really. I mean,
been trying to mold you into something that isn't the natural way that you want?
No, I think Luke knows that, I'm my own self. I'm my own person. And I think it's more of me trying to just making sure I don't think about it as much as like, oh, we want you to do it a specific way. Then in the big scheme of things, I have to continue to be me and play the game how I play it. And I think when sometimes I'm coached, I think that I've had times where like, okay, they want me to do it like this, so I have to kind of change it. But I mean, I just have to, it's probably more of a me thing than a coach thing. So when they tell me things, of course I correct it, stuff like that. But in the grand scheme of things, I have to still be, the person and the player, what's got me up to this point.
So right there, he's obviously caught in the middle, Steve. He's saying, yeah, they're trying to coach me up. Earlier in the show, in the presser, he's talking about it, that he has to be himself. He is taking responsibility there. If you look at it, he is. But he's also saying, I have to now turn to this, and I spoke to them about it. I have to be me. He's also admitting that they tried to make him something he's not feeling comfortable with, and he'll continue on going here. Phil ain't making up shit, Will. Go watch another network for made up shit.
Implement
We don't do that here.
And, make those little corrections,
Fucking
but
idiots.
don't allow that to change me as a whole player.
Justin, when you said you're a perfectionist, is that in the context of if you're looking down the field, do you think it has to be perfect to let it rip? What part of the perfectionism in your personality do you need to kind of ignore? That's what it sounded like you were saying.
I didn't really understand like what you're saying.
You're naturally a perfectionist.
Yeah, like I just want everything to happen the right way. So no, you're always not gonna get the perfect picture if that's what you're asking for me to do something or. But yeah, I mean, you can keep asking your question. I feel like there's a lot of.
See, he's
ways
getting
you can
upset
go
now.
with your question. So.
In what ways does your own perfection or perfectionist personality help you and hurt you?
Connecticut homeowners, you can now turn
Jesus. This guy. Who does that?
Homeowners.
I blame Will Brooks for that commercial. Will, it's on you.
Yeah.
Narrator.
I think it, helps because, you can do something good and it cannot be good enough. So you can always strive to be better. and then hurt you. It's just like, everything doesn't have to be perfect. If it works, it works. So I think that's kind of the most simple way to explain it. So yeah.
Coach Inclus has been adamant. Coach Inclus has been adamant that this 12-game, losing streak hasn't really impacted the mentality in the locker room or affected the unity of it. These past couple of weeks, probably the first time in this kind of team.
That's a lie,
we've heard
Eberflus,
coaches
by the
say,
way.
"Hey, Justin needs to be better here." We've heard you say the coaches could adjust some things here or there. Is that kind of just a natural process when you're trying to find some answers to really start to hold everybody accountable for what each individual's role is?
Yeah, and we've talked about this multiple times. Nobody's gonna take anything personal. If the coaches say, we need to play better, we need to play better, I need to play better. I'm not taking that personal because I think everybody in here knows that I need to play better, including myself. So they're not gonna take it personal if us as players go to them and say, "Yo, I didn't like this call," or they need to be better. So we're all grown men in the building, and we all can take it. So it's about working with each other, getting each other better, holding each other accountable, and working towards the same goal. So in terms of that fact, yeah, I think everybody can do better around here, including myself. So
Just maybe as an extension of what you're talking about on the strip sack in the second quarter, if you had that play
exactly.
There it is.
I'm leaving. I'm gone. Time clock. I'm gone out of the pocket. That's why that happened, because I'm just they wanted me to work on staying in the pocket.
They want
during the off season, which there's times where you do, but when that internal clock goes off, that's when you need to get out and extend the play, make a play. So yeah, so it's just kind of like taking their coaching, and then there's always going to be like, you don't have to always, I guess.
Where was the part that he actually said?
Yes, there's times where I could have stayed in the pocket, but like
they said you're robotic. Somebody brought out robotic, and he said
that was in the beginning.
That's in the beginning.
Yeah.
So I didn't see how this is crazy. This whole interview is just like
you could see that he gets
so
fired
that's kind of
up
what I'm
there.
talking about, though, and kind
This
of
is it.
getting back into my game.
Internal clock. I got to be
becoming
me.
more of a football player
They
than,
wanted me to be something else.
think on the field.
Now I'm being me, and I respected it. I'm like, okay, he's dealing with the reality of truth here, and dealing with that truthfully. For him to go back and do that other presser, it's confusing because he is taking ownership, but he's also putting it on the coaches too, which we all know. And this is bad. And you're throwing, well, Eberflus said the locker room is feeling good, Steve. Still, despite the 12-game losing streak, if we include next year, last year, but obviously they're on a 2-game losing streak. It's a fucking mess right now. To go back and do another presser after that to clarify just makes it worse, in my opinion. What about you?
Yeah, it didn't make too much sense to me. It was just like somebody got to him and they didn't like his interview, and he came back to clean it up even more. And I don't think it was all that bad. He took accountability for himself. At the same time, tell him he's not being him. He's, he feels robot. When they asked him about being robotic, obviously he didn't like that. And that triggered him to say, well, yeah, I think it's the coaching. They're telling me to go do X, Y, and Z. And that's not who I want. That's not the kind of player I am. I like to cut it loose. I like not to be thinking. I like to be natural out there. Flowing, but at the same time, he's taking his accountability for the things he's done wrong back there in that pocket, and some of the decision making he's made. So I thought it wasn't all that, he got triggered in this interview and people coming after you, and they're coming after you, and they're not. He doesn't have this grace that he had last year. They're coming after you. People are getting upset, And if he was in New York, he would probably get it even worse. So, they're like actually coming out of him somewhat here in Chicago, and it's a little triggering. But the second interview coming back and just like that was like somebody got in his ear, and he had this kumbaya, like, "Hey guys, come here, let's," and just Yeah, somebody got in the ear and they didn't like the way it was done, and he tried to come save face or something. I don't know. It was
Steve,
it
that's
was. I don't think
exactly.
that second interview was even. I mean, if they went back and watched it wasn't all that bad. So I don't know. Maybe they got it said something, and maybe they didn't tell him. Maybe they didn't tell him. Maybe he just felt bad and he felt like he needed to do it.
It's the context of acknowledging that the Bears coaching staff tried to make him something that he's saying it without completely. Yes. I mean, you can hear it. I'm able to translate coach speak despite some dummies that don't get it in the chat. Justin was taking a shot at the situation because he's frustrated. As Steve has said, he was the golden child. He could do no wrong. People were recognizing the Bears stink, the offensive line, they got no weapons. Now I said we're gonna find out who gets he and Eberflus and Allen Williams. This network stood by that. We didn't flip-flop. And now the pressure of winning and being consistent is overwhelming. There's no excuses for him, and he understands it too, and he's taking ownership in that. But he's also like getting stuff he's talked with his dad and mom and his family about, like they're trying to make me into something that I'm not. If we all, and he's frustrated, and I get it and I respect it, and actions are going to speak louder than these fucking words. But to go and walk it back when you're telling the truth makes it look worse. You didn't need to do that. The media or whoever in the media department of the Chicago Bears gave him the wrong advice. I honestly left that presser like, oh shit, Justin is taking a power move and saying, we all know Getsy sucks. I guess Eberflus doesn't. And Justin's feeling that. And it's a problem with the Bears, with all these yes men at coach. Let's all go to church together on Sunday and not to the football field. Go to the church is the fucking game. The church is football. You got to get the right people in here. And they probably, everybody and their brother that's a part of or whoever played is all calling me and whispering to me, there's no way this kid is going to be able to overcome this shit.
Yeah, I don't see any way, man. I mean, you always want to have hope. It's a long season, but they're not giving you any hope. There's no hope. The O-line busted. You know, you got a receiver who I think that, you know, even though he came out to play hard again, you had to take all that and all the criticism and coaches meeting and threats of sitting him down for him just to perform and do your job in the contract year. You think he's not going to do that again? You know, and then the challenges of like, hey, you know, you got teams out here predicting what these guys are doing and picking off screen passes for touchdowns. It's just, you know, you don't think there's any way that can happen. But you know, Justin Fields can play a certain way. He's dynamic, but this is the NFL, man. People catch on to what you're doing year to year, man, and maybe that's one thing that everybody's ready for. That you know, that those RPOs, but you know, we haven't even really seen it. But like,
dude, he made the wrong read 4 times on the read option game. In this game, I break it down, Steve, on the tapeneverlies.com. Maybe Will Brooks should go get a membership over there so he could see. There's no bias at TTNL. I want Justin Fields to be the fucking man and win games. But watching him, please, anybody, be the person that comes on this show and says Justin Fields is playing good. Show me one. Show me one. All these people are coming out breaking down tape now, thinking they know. And then there's other guys that are good. But the reality is, I'm never going to fucking lie, ever. I always use Charles Leno or Mike Glennon as an example. If they were good, I would be the first one showing you how dominant they were. It's just mistake after mistake. There's a read option. The end is playing feather technique and is cheating down. He comes down and Justin gives it and just smack Khalil Herbert. They come down and smack him because he didn't read it right. Mesh, pull, and go. You're gone. I break it down. It's simple. So he's in his head with everything he does. Yeah, I should. The internal clock. You saw him getting mad. I'm thinking I got to be. He's affected by these coaches. He's got to do something to get himself out of it. Will he do it? I don't know. But it ain't got anything to do with race. It's got nothing to do with the person. It's got everything to do with what's showing on tape. And it's sad. Yeah. And now with these pressers, the defense, look at this, Steve. Defensive coordinator, whether FBI was there, not, there's bullshit going down there. From what we heard, it's terrible. What I got breaking news here from Courtney Cronin. I spoke with Andrew M. Stroth, a sports attorney based out of Chicago, is working with former Bears DC Alan Williams. So a guy gets an attorney for this. You tell me if it's true. He told me Williams is resigning due to health concerns and family issues. If that's the truth, Steve, then the motherfucking Chicago Bears and the head coach come out. Right now, Alan Williams is dealing with some serious health concerns and some family issues. He is going to resign. It's as simple as that. To say no comment, make speculation. It is ridiculous, but let's finish the quote here from the attorney, Andrew M. Stroth. Given the false rumors and what seems to be out there on social media, I just want to set the record straight that Coach Williams has some health challenges and some family issues he's dealing with, and he thought it was the right time to take a step back and deal with those issues. He has tremendous respect for the Bears organization, and he just thought it was time to handle his health issues and personal matters. Why isn't the head coach telling us that? Why is, if that's true, if the attorney's telling the truth, why isn't it? It's a sad state, bro.
Yeah, it's just it's very inconsistent for
Steve. If I've had issues in my family, right? I've had some serious stuff go down. If I'm not on the show, I have people, wondering, oh, where? It's a point where Shane or somebody speaks on your behalf and says, listen, this guy, this gal, this person is dealing with some family issue, this health issue, and it's done. If we watch the Eberflus presser, he is completely saying he's fired. That's how I read it. Going through coach speak. That's how I read it. And it's terrible for the fans. It's like the team is bad enough. The team and the situation. Now you're making this shit even worse. Now the quarterback's coming back. The left tackle's neck hurts. No one even heard he had an injury. Yeah. He's on IR.
Yeah, what backup quarterback gets pours on the Chicago Bears. It's just, oh man, I've never seen so many. It was just one bomb after another. I mean,
no one said he did anything wrong, Ninos. No one on this network. In fact, we were happy that he was taking that stance. What he did wrong was go the second time and backpedal off of what he said and try to straighten this out. Whoever told him, the politicians tell him, Mike, up at fucking Hallis Hall said, hey, everybody's worried. Getsy's feelings are very hurt right now. What you got to do is right, Steve? Yeah. I mean, oh my God.
Yeah.
It's sad. It's a sad state. It's sad. And when you have these yes men, Steve, you've played for them. There's a difference. You've had a yes man, and then you've had an asshole like Tom Coughlin. You've played for several coaches. So you know better than anybody.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
All my different coaches that were different, that weren't your button up guys, were outside the organization, and that's what it is. You know, the Tom Coughlin's, the Andy Reeds, you know, the Bill Billick, the Brian Billick, you know, who else? Am I missing somebody? You know, I mean, even when I go to arena football, one of the most successful arena football coaches, Kevin Guy, just they're different. They're different. They're not butting up. They're gonna they're gonna say things to get the team uncomfortable. They're gonna make you uncomfortable. You know, Andy Reid goes about it a little bit differently, but like he means business, man. It's just like, I mean, it's great. Lovey was great, but Lovey was buttoned up. But he was really, I mean, he was that. Although buttoned up guys, he was the best, and we still got rid of him after the 10-6 season. So let's, you know, what is that? But yeah, it's been, you know, Dick Duran buttoned up. You know what I mean? He had some success. We had some talented teams back then, but it's been a lot of buttoned up, man. You look at the last years. You had a John Fox who was basically on his retirement. You know, got him off his retirement chair. You know, other than that, we've had a lot of button up. You know, like you said, used car salesmen and Nagy, and you know, it's just, where's that exciting coach that's not, you know, that's not what they've always, you know, and like I said, they handed. I got to defend Poles in this, man. This wasn't Poles' complete selection of his coaches. Like, they started the hiring process before Poles was hired.
That's something a lot of people don't talk about, Steve.
Yeah, and he was handed here's we started already, sir, but here's what we got. And pretty much he said, no, I can go outside of this selection. No, you didn't. You took what they had, and you took the best what you felt, or even maybe they would have been like, they could have been like, hey, you know, Eberflus is the guy who we kind of like the best out of this. You know, who knows? But it wasn't his true from the ground level pick. And it doesn't, like, from where he's from, where Poles is from, Kansas City. Ian Cunningham, where does he come? Did he come from Philadelphia?
Ian Cunningham came from Philly. Yep.
Yeah. Does Eberflus fit any of those billing of any of those organizations? Y'all tell me that. Does Eberflus fit any of the Kansas City or Eagles?
He plays. Look, I'm just a fan. I'm not a football evaluator. Can we play that drop, Claudio? George McCaskey. Guess what George McCaskey liked?
I'm just a fan. I'm not a football evaluator.
He liked Lovie Smith. He liked that cover two. There was a moment there. The Bears were on the cusp of, you know, Sports Illustrated talked about Brian Urlacher, Mike Brown, Charles Tillman. These guys went to the Super Bowl. We're playing cover two. Maybe there was, you know what? I like that cover two. I like that theory. Let's get Ebro. You're right. They started the interview process before they even hired the GM for the coach. It was a question asked by Kaplan, David Kaplan, asking about, well, if you're not a football evaluator or you're just a fan, aren't you guys involved with interviewing? Well, right now we want to get a jump start. We're about to hire Bill Polian. You're the Bears. You got to hire Polian? What is his connection, Steve? Colts. Are we putting this together tonight?
The Colts.
The Colts.
And where they at, what did I say to you earlier, Phil? You know, you're gonna get a defensive guy. Was his defense, they were ranked where they dominated. If you're gonna go with a defensive coordinator, his defense has to be dominant. You know, like the guy in Dallas. He coaches a dominant defense. Now Dallas is with Dallas, and they've kind of come up short. But what's his name? He was in the finals. The D coordinator for the Dallas Cowboys.
Quinn Dan
Quinn.
Quinn, my
He's
God.
he's coached dominant defenses, like
Right.
and has the pedigree, and he's been there before and has had some success in Atlanta. You know what I mean? Like, maybe a second go around. A defensive guy like that. You know what I mean? Like, Eberflus wasn't a dominant. Like, I didn't even know about his name. Like, when you got to think about when Lovey was coming up, he had some dominant defenses in St. Louis. You know what I mean? Those defense was solid. You know what I mean? Everybody knew who Lovey name was in the circuit. So it made sense. Yeah, man. It's just I don't know, man. And then when Nagy, I don't know what the thought process was with that. You know what I mean? Like he just
Oh my God, that
that
was the
you
good
got
old
to
boy.
start looking at these hirings. You know what I mean?
Bro,
As
you
we
gotta. They're
where we're
cut
at,
from
where
the
we're
same cloth.
at right now.
They're cut from the same cloth. I've said it many times before. I said it earlier. I'd be willing to trade a first-round pick for Mike Tomlin. You need a personality that's the opposite of what George McCaskey and that family of small-minded that are, they're like a fucking casino. The money never stops because all of us have the disease. We love the Chicago Bears. Today has been a day of misery. Whether you stand here, stand there, stand wherever the fuck you want, but look at this in perspective. Football isn't being talked about how bad they are. We're talking about how bad they are at handling their administration and their culture, and their quarterback is backpedaling. He's not backpedaling. I see people. You guys are fucking clowns. He's not back. He completely backpedaled. He went from here and then tried to clean it up to say that we're all together on Kumbaya, like you said, Steve.
Yeah.
It doesn't look good whatsoever. It's a disgrace, as Salim Hamani is saying. It is a disgrace. It is a disgrace.
Hey,
It's
real quick,
sad.
I'm looking at. I'm on this chat line, guys. I'm watching y'all too, man. I mean, I gotta stop with this Deion stuff. Let me just tell y'all, he's not leaving college football. He doesn't want anything to do with NFL. And he doesn't want anything. He would not fit with us. So that's not happening. But Deion doesn't want anything to do with football. Like he wants young men. He wants young-minded. He can mold them. So let's keep it in perspective. I know everybody wants to get hyped, and this is where we at. Week 3, and we're ready to. How do we get Caleb Williams? How do we? That's where we're at. Like, it's crazy. Who's our next?
It's hard to watch, though, Steve. It really is. It's exhausting to watch the double screen intercept. You're in that game. As bad as things could be, you're in that game, and to end like that, it does bring about these questions and these things. This is Renetta, a $5 super chat. Yes, tonight. Chicago Bears fan, TTNL fans, 100 crew, Mike V. You still want to keep that. We have opened super chat. We so appreciate people like you, Renetta, for $5. This is Roe. In my opinion, y'all forgetting about Kevin Warren effect. We're not, but we haven't seen Kevin on this day. What should we call it? Doomsday in Chicago.
This is when you want to see your president step out and just come out. Maybe the facts have. I don't know, but like there has to be. I'll give them to yesterday. Today was a hailstorm. They have to get out and say something, even if there's no. They have to get out in front of. It was a very PR nightmare for the Bears. They have to get out. This is when we got to start showing that we're a different organization at the top with Kevin Warren. He needs to get out and address this stuff. Him and Poles, I don't care. I don't care. Week 3 press conference, I don't care. Let's get out.
Come out
it
tomorrow.
Needs to
You're right.
Get out and address that so we can, and so you can show a strong, united front as an organization. Like, we're not going to just hide in behind. We're going to come out. We had to wait till our facts, but here we are. We're here to address everything, and we're going to move forward. And that's what you want to see, some kind of response. Yeah, I'm waiting for the Kevin Warren. I'm waiting for his effect. I'm waiting for him. to clean this thing up. Like, I know this is his first year. I'm waiting for him, like, whatever if we have to make a move.
Steve, what other organization in the NFL, maybe the freaking Washington football team, maybe with the old owner, has there ever been a notification that the FBI is involved? The head coach is lying. The quarterback calls out the coaches. And I think you're right. Who put up that comment? Matuzak. You're right. He's not backpedaling. It was more damage control. If we're talking in semantics here, if that's what people are hanging out, I would call it backpedaling because I'm just a black and white type of guy. This is what this is. This is what that is. If you're facing an odd front, this is how we're going to block it. That's the only way. There's no gray area. It's just that way with me. But if you want to call it damage control and collateral damage, that's fine too. It just wasn't the right thing to do. You got the wrong. You said what you said. Go tomorrow. Offensive coordinator Luke Getsy has to address the media. Tomorrow's coordinator day. Before that happens, Steve, Kevin Warren, Ryan Poles should be addressing this rumor. FBI is investigating the Chicago Bears. J Rock is saying the defense and the offense because they've both been so bad. But in all seriousness, where does this rumor come from? And why, if it was a health reason, which makes this even more fraudulent, in my opinion, that the attorney's coming out saying this, that you have to have your attorney do it and not the head coach who's your friend. Supposedly, come out and say, Alan Williams is dealing with a health issue right now. He is now resigned from. That's what makes this stink. Like, are we going to hide this as a fake health concern, family issue? We know how that is. Again, just watch Suits and watch these guys manipulate truth to get the law on their side. For me, it's a reflection of the head coach and this administration right now that needs to be cleaned up. It's awful. All of you are right. I hope Kevin Warren, no one has been a bigger believer in Kevin Warren than me. I was so excited. Ted is gone. Kevin's here. This is what's going to happen, but it has not. And as Cool Kennedy pointed out, I said it would take me 3 games to know. It's taken me 1. In fact, I was like, this coach is not it. This coach is not it. Game 2, it was even worse. Now game 3, you're going to Kansas City. Matt Nagy's calling plays. Your quarterback's in disarray. You cut this guy. The left tackle's out. Who's your left tackle? Larry fucking Bourne. What is going to happen Sunday? It's like, where are you going to be? You're going to have to clean up this mess before the mess of the game. And the quarterback came out and said, I'm going to be me. Just paraphrasing.
Yeah.
That they haven't let me be me. I'm going to be me. So listen, I agree with you, the fan. Actions speak louder than words. Lawrence Chisholm throwing $5. Ryan Poles is really having a good birthday. Is today his birthday, Cherie? Ryan, oh
Jeez.
my God. Damn. And Matt is
hey man, he might have dinner reservations like canceled.
He's going to Gibson's. Yeah. All of a sudden, that shit.
Let's have a quiet evening at the house. I think we don't need to get out in front and see anybody see our faces right now. I mean, what just happened? Your court, like the rumors are out there. Like I would probably stay at home unless they're, sometimes you get away with it up in Lake Forest. You can just still tuck away, go to a little nice restaurant. They kind of respect your privacy a little bit up in Lake Forest. You're definitely not going downtown. But it's you just want to see these guys. I would love to see any combination, but I would love to just see Warren and Poles get out in front of this thing, early afternoon. let's not start throwing
I knew.
coordinators up there to interview like nothing's happened.
Thank
Please,
you,
like we're just like, okay,
there's a big
let's
elephant.
have some structure to this, and let's handle it like the Bears haven't handled things in the past. But this is different. When have we handled it like this? Is like, I think any NFL team, like what NFL team has went with this? I mean, these three headlines. Let's just say two headlines. Losing your left tackle. Not it's a big injury concern, but like just like you throw it in there. You know what I mean? Like what else can happen? So you got to handle
like
it, man.
5 headlines here, all Chicago. Like Chicago could be the whole show on NFL Total Access.
Yeah, let's watch tomorrow. How much are we on the headlines on these morning talk shows? It's gonna be.
My
If
God,
we hit the national, like how much are we gonna be?
My buddy
will let us know how much people know. There's a lot of people investigating. If we're like on First Take and we're on some of these shows, like it's going to be interesting how this thing develops. If we will find out, I think if there's something to find out, I think it will probably hit the fan tomorrow. And I think, like I said, like we said, it's going to be up to the Bears to try to get out in front of this before everybody else does. And control.
It's going to start.
Control. Let's just get, like, hey, this is our issue. Let us address it.
They have the new, obviously, cast on some of these shows. I don't even know Shannon Sharp. Is he? I know Michael Irvin and this. All these different. They're going to be obviously. This is going to be the thing. It's going to be, are the Bears ruining Justin Fields? That's where that conversation is going to start. Then this defensive coordinator stuff is going to, that's what these producers are doing to obviously rile up. They don't even have to, because it's an obvious question that's going on. Oh my God. Will Justin find the wise? X Lax 69. Thank you for your $1.99 donation. I only going to answer that on Sunday. I'm going to be watching, I'm sure everybody, 4:25, another game of the week broadcast for the Chicago Bears. Will be broadcast to the whole country at 4:30. They will be center stage with all of this fucking baggage they're bringing to Kansas City and these storylines. We're trying to get through tonight. I'm here with former Chicago Bears offensive lineman, big Steve Edwards, big fan of the show. I mean, big friend of the show. I'm a big fan of him.
Y'all want to know what I do? I take a shower. I kind of play a dangerous game with my phone. I kind of like got this area where I can just kind of. I looked at some of this stuff on Amazon where you can just plaster the thing, the phone on the wall. I don't trust it, but I have my own thing. And I'll just be listening to you guys, like you guys are going off, man. I'll just be like, all right, but maybe too much information for y'all, but I'm taking a shower and I got to, so I am a fan, man.
Are you listening to my rants? You listen to my rant.
I got to get to, hey, man, forget 670. After the game, I got to tune in to Phil and his rant. Well, that's all it's been, like a rant, because we ain't gave him nothing positive to talk about. So I got to go right to Phil. That's what I want to hear. I want to see what he got to say. So yeah, I am a big fan. And
I love you, Steve.
I'm a fan of you. Real on that, what I mean? It's the best show going on.
David Schilker. I love this guy too. I can't pronounce anybody's last name. Cherie always laugh. I'm sure Cherie's mom is laughing at me trying to say everybody's name. TTNL's the best. F the Packers. Go Bears. Who would you guys grab to replace these guys after the season if they're fired? Oh, obviously Jim Harbaugh has to be right on the top of the list for me, Steve.
Yeah, he might be up for the pickings when everything that's happened with him. He might actually be fed up with the Michigan situation maybe by now. This is probably his best team that he's had. The two running backs, JJ McCarthy. If this is his best team, and I think if that's the situation, this could be the best situation. Now I know does Harbaugh come with the I want a little bit of control of the personnel type of thing? So that's the one thing you got to worry
That's where
about there.
Kevin Warren's going to have to make a decision, and Ryan Poles. I always say this. The guy that buys the groceries is second because he's a 50-50 shot. The guy who coaches is the number one. So if he can get to the point where he's like, listen, I want a hand in the cookie jar, I want a hand in the groceries or whatever, Bill Parcells, I'm all for that. I want my coach to want to be a part of that. I hate the coach that give me what you got. No, be a part of it. Poles needs. Who would you trust more, Harbaugh or Poles? For me, it's easy. Harbaugh.
Harbaugh. Yeah.
Yes. As
and then-
crazy as he is, I'm telling you, he's the exact coach the Chicago Bears need. He is maniacal. He's situational savvy. He understands power football and mixing in some of the spread and read option but the staple is power trap games, getting those angles where he would do wonders with Justin Fields. It sucks,
And he has a pedigree. He's done it before. On in San Francisco, man. It is what it is, and there's a history there. So, any of those guys, Tomlin, they're gonna come with you think about a guy. Tomlin, Pittsburgh is not stupid. They haven't gotten rid of Tomlin, but who
They've had
knows? Let's
three
just say this
coaches in their
Tomlin's
history.
gonna come with that same pedigree. He's gonna want his hand
Hell
in the kitchen.
I would trade one of our first rounds for Tomlin. I'm going on the record of saying that's how important this coach is. You see I'm not even going to swear. You see what a yes man does. The culture, the talk, it's cheap. You have to live it. Today, I learned all I needed to know about Eberflus on Sunday. I was done. He's not the guy. He's defending the double screen. That's a coward's way out. He's not the guy. So they got to get somebody else there. We're all of a sudden, Shane drops a bomb on us. YouTube, we're ready. This is Super Chat. We're getting to all the Super Chat questions. Gary Catacon, $2. Phil, we need to draft. And Steve can listen to this too. 4 more starting O-line. You think you're getting arguments from me and Big Steve about that?
Absolutely. We need them all,
what
man.
What would JSN be doing for this team right now?
This thing needs to be, we pieced it together. It's time to go ahead and just wipe this thing completely out and get a whole, outside of Darnell Wright, this thing needs to be a couple. Nate Davis, gave him money, but you gotta blast this thing, man. It's got to be aggressive.
Goodbye, Cody Whitehair. Goodbye,
goodbye.
Lucas Patrick.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Hey, Braxton Miller, you could stay on to be a flip backup tackle. Take a back seat. We're gonna, no, man. Jenkins, I don't know. You're not healthy. Just.
Is this a feather in Jenkins' hat with all this drama? And they clearly were trying to do what Justin is saying. You got to be this. You and I watched the tape of Jenkins. If you don't want him at left tackle, where I think the dancing bear would be like Trent Williams, and I know he's weird and people talk about his injuries, but inside, Steve, you're more apt in back injuries to get them when you're playing inside versus playing outside, right?
Yeah.
So the Chicago
impact
Bears
is immediate. You're right in the war zone. You're right there. Impact is instantaneously. In the offensive line, there's a little more space. There's a little more distance control. You're taking on a shade nose, right there, double team with the center, whap out, back, lower back. I didn't feel my lower back until I went to guard. I was a tackle. When I went to guard, I'm like, oh, my lower back is a little.
So let's put a guy with lower back issues at guard. He's clearly your best offensive lineman. They couldn't figure this out. You think I trust these guys? Please. Tevin Jenkins on tape. I know he's weird or whatever they had. They're completely some sort of disconnect there. Steph Froyland, $2. Keeping it a buck. Actually, you must be keeping it $2. Oh, keeping a buck +1. I see it there. Thank you, Steph Froyland, for that donation to TTNL. Pepe Sylvia, any offensive-minded head coach come onto your radar for next season? I hate that I'm even thinking about it. We're all thinking about it, Pepe. Trust me. We talked about Jimmy Harbaugh. That's an offensive guy. Mike Tomlin, obviously a defensive guy. Any other offensive guys, Steve?
I think I saw a list earlier. I couldn't really get it all down. I know Detroit's offensive coordinator,
yes,
Kalen Moore. I think he's with the Chargers.
With the Chargers, former OC. What about that former Dallas Cowboy head coach? What's his name? Now he's on NBC. I saw somebody asking about him.
Garrett.
What's his name? Garrett. Jason Garrett. Any interest in him?
He might be another tucked up guy, man. You might get another tucked up guy.
Tucked up. I like this term. I gotta steal it from you. Tucked up. That's what Eberflus is. He's tucked up, nice and tight. He's ready for church. Billy. Oh, we did this. We did Billy. My bad. We didn't do Hector, right? Zambrano, $10. No worries. It's Jim Harbaugh's destiny to be the Chicago Bears, but he may want full control. I think Warren will make it happen. They do have a relationship, I'm told. They're close. They like each other. I think he gets a kick out of Jim. And Jim is the penicillin. I really believe that.
Yeah.
But
we need somebody, man. If this all goes down like we suspected right now, and I mean, you just look at that schedule moving forward, it's not very promising. I did the whole calendar thing with my Barber Howard, man, and obviously this Kansas City game, I think, they're not like a Kansas City that's flying high and that's going to overlook them. They're Kansas City still trying to figure out their stuff, and they need something to launch off against. And
they're going for the jugular.
Yeah, they're going like, okay, we're going to put we need to get our rhythm going, and they're going. Who's perfect to get their rhythm going? And then we go, Denver Broncos after that. You know what I mean? Their team that's not doing too well. So, they're going to be desperate for it. I just don't, we're starting to look at, at these possibilities and, where it's headed. And if it's headed in that direction, and you got to get a new head coach, you got to get something it's enough of these experiments. You got to go for the gusto. You got to go for the guy who's going to come in here and change this thing just based off his clout, his experience, and I mean the Jim Harbaugh is number one. Obviously, we throwing his name out, so you're gonna have to have somebody who's going to come in here with that. Not some experiment guy, not
some
a Maggie
rookie. Oh, he's a great play call. Can he lead a locker room? Can he
lead a locker room? Eberflus looks lost when there's scenarios going on in the game. You see him just kind of pacing up the sideline. Like that doesn't look like a guy who's leading men past adversity. He doesn't handle adversity. I need a coach that understands how to get people past adversity. A leader of a locker room that also has football smarts and know how to surround himself with good football people. And
I agree.
And that's where we're headed, man. It's crazy to think that this, I mean, it's a long season line, but it's just like they're not giving us any hope that this will change.
Robert Station, $5. Thank you, Robert. Eberflus isn't a leader of men, but nothing more than a yes man. He is gone at this point. It's just a matter of when. No doubt we're going to get to all of your super chat stuff as the inaugural night. Claudio hit the top of the key with his yo tonight. Shane has been sick and under the weather, but still jumped on the show to talk about. We got Lady Bear producing and helping out. We've launched Super Chat. We're excited. Thank you, YouTube, for reaching out, telling us it's time. Let's get through all of your guys. And obviously the show's a little different tonight with all the chaos at Hallis. The chaos doomsday at Hallis. I got to come up with some song with Cool Kennedy about all. It's like a soap opera. You can't even imagine it. They don't want to run, and what they don't know what to run and what to run. The problem is they don't want to win that way. I agree. They get so caught up in getting to the shotgun and doing all these trick plays and throwing the football. They go away from what's working way too quick, Steve. The power game, they get positive gains, and then they're back in the gun, then they're in spread, and then let's run 6 screens. It's like, oh man, I totally hear you.
Yeah, no consistency whatsoever. I mean, it looks very similar. I mean, similar to Nagy. This is what it is. It's depressing, man. It's very depressing to watch football.
Throw it at the wall. Throw it.
I haven't even been wanting to watch football, man. That's how much the days are getting ruined, like by the Bears. I don't even care. I ain't even tracking my fantasy team as well. I'm just like, whatever, man. If I'm losing the fantasy, it just tastes. It's taking the taste out of it. Like, it's okay, we lose
everything. Me and you are focused on our young teams now.
Yeah,
that's given us some hope there.
Yes, that's giving us hope in football.
That's giving us hope. It drives us crazy.
Deion Sanders is giving me some hope in football. I've been enjoying watching that.
Yes,
even though they do a little bit too much talking for me, a little bit much, but
I've always been truthful. I'm not a big fan of Deion. I do like that he's building a confident culture, but I have the breaks. Like, okay, it was Colorado State. Let's see what happens against Oregon. That's going to be a big test.
That's going to be a thing.
Chris Dortch and I are talking about that on the Super 16 poll show, Cherie, with Chris Zorich Monday nights on TTNL. Former Chicago Bear Chris Zorich jumping on here every Monday night, talk about the top 16, and we talk about the Bears as well. Why do players not just call their own plays when getting BS calls from the coordinators? Ask Christopher Brown. Thank you, Chris, for a $10 donation. Why? Because the coaches are the ones with their jobs on the line, and there becomes this connection there of, are you ready to understand what it is you want to do? And I've always been a believer that you have to have the ability to check with me once you've gotten to a certain level. You've got to have that. I think when you get to a certain level where you know the playbook, I think there's a level of pride in it. There's a level of communication because they're seeing it from the top. You want to get input, but I think most coordinators are too proud for that, and they know if the player's able to do it. So it's tough to just answer that. It depends on the situation, offensively and the people. Diabetic Coochie, $4.99. Guys, with Carolina being terrible, the Bears might have a shot at Caleb and Marvin. What do you guys? I think that's a great possibility. However, if you get a Caleb, we also need a tackle. More importantly. Yeah, that's going to be important there. But that's so far down the line, Diabetic. But I appreciate you throwing that in there. Great scenario. If it's a deep draft and you have an identified offensive lineman in the second round, then yeah. But if it's going the way this is gone, obviously Caleb Williams would, if you have the first pick, that would be your guy. And then you're looking at the weight, because there's no doubt Marvin Harrison is tremendous tremendous football player. But we'll be talking so much about that as we go. Big Steve, you got a question here for you, Jeremy Foyer. Big Steve, we need a left tackle. You ready to suit up for $5? Thank you, Jeremy.
Hey man, y'all all, this goes for my friends. It comes on Sunday. Everybody's just like, when can you suit up? That's the question I always get. Like, what? Like, if y'all knew how at that point in time when I'm watching the Bears, I'm probably sitting up with my knee just getting ice, and I ain't even do anything. It's just swollen for no reason. So I would love to get out there, but guys, it would be worse. I'm just tell it it'll get worse, man. I'm too old, but I appreciate the thought. Y'all make me feel good, like I could jump out there, but. And left tackle, left guard, I'm good, but like left tackle, that's another world, man. To me, beast out there for me.
Lippa, $10. Thank you, Lippa. We could forget about Caleb Williams. His father said he could stay another year if the situation isn't right. Harbaugh, Coach Prime, no way these owners would bring them in. I don't know. We got a new president there that sees a bigger picture, that has to honestly stop the fucking lunacy of hiring. What do you call these? Tucked up. These tucked up coaches that handle themselves a certain way. Obviously, the big personalities, the guys like Rex Ryan, Jim Harbaugh. What was the guy we should have hired instead of Tressman? He ends up winning the Super Bowl.
You're talking about your guy from Arizona.
Yes, he went to Arizona. Why am I forgetting?
With the Kango hat.
Kango. He went to Tampa.
Bruce Arians.
Claudio was on mute, but I read his lips. Bruce Arians. You're right. Bruce Arians. Those types of personalities the old administration has.
Yeah, they passed on him, man. And he they didn't.
My God,
he knew.
People forget
Bruce
about
Arians
that.
Speaks his mind too much. You know what I mean?
He speaks his like they could never have me because I would say exactly the truth like that. I would speak my mind. No, Justin's playing terrible. He needs to step up. I need to step up. My defensive coordinator. This is not okay. They don't want that. They don't want
Bruce
that.
Arians is going to call out his quarterback.
He
did it. He's doing it. He was doing that with.
Did it with Big Ben.
Yeah, he's holding these guys accountable. Like,
oh my God,
they don't want none of that.
Billy Caulfield, a $10 donation to Shane for a Robitussin because he's sick tonight. How about this? Bill Wagner, $100 or $99.99. I'd rather spend $100 on TTNL than Bears tickets right now. Hashtag sell the team, says Bill Wagner. Look at you, Bill. Thank you for your donation. You're so generous. I hear you. I'd rather spend it on TTNL too. I spent it on Claudio and Subway this weekend watching the game, for God's sake. Rel, $199. Thank you, Rel. They told Justin to say it. Come on, they're political. They told Justin to say it. Come on, they're political is what he's saying. I'm reading it wrong. That's what he's saying. I don't know. Yeah, I guess so. Tom Lavin just threw $5 to us, Steve. $5.
Just on the love, huh? No comment, just on the strength.
It's just no comment. It's just blank. It's almost like Luke Getsy's play sheet after he calls screen again. Hector coming back for $5. It's Jim Harbaugh's destiny to be the Bears head coach. Kevin Warren, make it happen. We talked about Fit for 30, 498 polls. Eberflus share the same agent. If one goes, both will. I don't agree, Fit for 30. I think polls is going, unless this Alan Williams thing comes out to what we were told, then I think everybody's going down and out. If it's rumor or false, and I don't believe it is, then I think Poles will be the one guy standing, and Eberflus is definitely gone. Definitely gone. That's all I can say.
I think at the end of the year, I mean, Poles will be standing.
Yeah, you do too.
You gotta let unless something happens with, like you said, one of these power coaches coming in, and that becomes an issue of power and what Kevin Warren works. But other than that, Poles stand tall, I think, throughout this, because that's not his coach. You can always say that I didn't get the pick fully, and this is not my quarterback. So
this wasn't his quarterback. To your point, a lot of people don't talk about it. Even I've forgotten about it. They started the interviewing process and clustering those coaches to jumpstart, according to Bill Polian, to jumpstart the process to help the new GM. Well, when you take a step back, as Steve did, what do the Polian and Eberflus have in common? The Colts. Baby Polian said, "Hey, young buck, take this guy on as your head coach." Our last super chat comment, unless Claudio and Cherie had other ones, is from Corn Planter, $2. To tell us that Big Steve is freaking awesome. No shit, Corn.
Corn Planter. We must be me and Corn Planter. Are you a corn planter? Do you actually plant corn? That might be why we're green thumbs over here, Corn Planter. If you actually plant corn, so hit me up if you do, man. Find me on one of my platforms, man. Gotta talk
What
about
is
garbage.
this? Is this real right here, Cherie?
Jesus, what is that?
Is that $500 or 500 pesos? Can you put pesos in there?
I'm sorry. How much is 500 pesos?
Jack Baller comes back and hits us with the pesos.
Is that pesos, Claudio?
I think so. There's the P. All the other ones don't have that.
They don't have that P. So I'm trying. Is that Filipino money?
Yeah, because all the other ones have a dollar sign. So yeah, that's Filipino money. So that's like 30 cents. Thanks.
Cherie's.
Sorry, I'm on mute.
Yeah,
The Philippine peso.
All right. Thanks.
Somebody translate that, because I thought Jack Baller was being a Jack Baller, throwing 500, trying to show up all others. I don't know how much that translates.
It translates to $8.78 in US.
All right, Jack.
There
Thanks,
you
buddy.
go.
That's good.
There, thank
That's
you,
good.
Cherie.
And a
I
free
thought we were
scuba
getting
lesson. I think there was a free scuba lesson in there too, Phil. You get down the
free
to the
scuba.
Philippines.
But shout out to you, Jack Ball. He's got a new girlfriend in the Philippines, Steve. This guy just left, started up his life over. TTNL was his inspiration. Listen, I know for a fact how many people have reached out talking about this show, this network, the guests, the commentary, the analysis, the passion, the pride, how much it's helped them through dark days, Sundays, misery, gloom. I want to be helping in the positive. I want to be helping in the compassion, telling everybody the Chicago Bears have done it. They're on their way to the Super Bowl. Right now, I never, for $1 million or 1 million pesos, would ever believe that the Chicago Bears would be in this place right now. In such an embarrassment. Such an embarrassment. It is a sad state for the Chicago Bears. I don't think anybody can find a good positive note right now. We've skipped bear up, bear down. Right now, we're just going to say bear down, all of us. Right now, the Chicago Bears organization and is a big bear down. And you know how we play the game here. The bear up is the positive on this show. The bear down is the negative. And the Chicago Bears, I hope they listen to Big Steve, because Big Steve's 100% right. As we bring Cherie and Claudio, the barber, on with us on the show. We're going to do one thing before we wrap up and go to shout outs. We're going to do some bold prediction, but I want to say this. I hope tomorrow Steve is right. I know Claudio had his cut it out section. We got to do that for you, Claudio. I'm sorry.
We could do it. I got a few, but
we'll do rapid. 1 second.
Okay.
That the Bears come out and address it before. It's important that you hear Steve before the coordinators speak. Why? Because the elephant in the room is what it is. Nobody gives a fuck about Getsy's thoughts right now. We all want to know what the hell is going on. And does somebody have a seatbelt or some sort of protective understanding that this franchise isn't the biggest joke in sports right now? Because that's what they are. I'm getting texts from people in Philly. I'm getting texts from people in Manhattan, in the Bronx, all over the East Coast, and Boston, for you fucks that think I'm from Boston and I'm not. I'm getting texts from them, and they're talking about the Bears all over the news, sports radio, and how what the fuck are they doing up there to Justin Fields, just like I said. DDP, Shane, my question didn't show last time, but it was, what do you think of the Hampton OB rants, if you've ever heard of them? My guy, Robles, Isaiah Robles, always sends me Hampton OB. I have nothing but respect. We're supposed to get Dan Hampton, Dave Kaplan, supposed to set that up where Dan Hampton's going to come on the show and chop it up with the guys. That will be must-see TV, I'm sure, with all this shit going down. Hampt is going to let loose here. He could swear here. So hopefully that happens. But I have nothing but respect for them, and I agree with 80% of what they say. Look like a T for TTNL. Yeah, there you go. We're in a T formation. Claudio, it's your turn. Does anybody want to send a super chat to Claudio for his cut it out? We can't even play the song tonight. Cut it out, Claudio, real quick, because you put in all this work.
Well, all right. Let's just start it off.
Big Steve laugh.
I'll try. So let's take that comment down there.
Let's get it off.
All right.
Oh,
so here we're gonna cut it out with your boy Phil, Mr. Komet. Okay, so on the left, if you remember this play, he makes a great catch, but dude, you're getting paid what, $12 million a year. You need to learn to bring that ball into your body. He leaves it out, it gets it knocked out. That's just not what you do when you're a top paid tight end. Kelsey wouldn't do that. He would make that catch, and you're getting paid more than Kelsey. So
all you
cut
have
that
to
fucking
do,
shit out, dude.
Claudio, all you have to fucking do, cut it out. Gets a $10 donation.
That's it. Cut it. Oh shit.
Cut it out.
So, and then listen, on the right, Komet's getting fucking.
We're telling you to cut it out. No,
he's getting manhandled by this dude with one arm on this fucking play. Oh my god! It was just ridiculous.
Long arm staff to the sternum, and look at his hands.
One hand.
Oh my god,
oh my.
Bro!
What are you doing?
On one play, you got to pull your hands in. On this fucking play, put your hands on the
Jesus
fucking
Christ superstar. He's
Holy
playing. He's
shit.
holding his hands out like he's a T himself, just getting destroyed. This was a jet sweep play, Claudio.
Yes,
it's sad.
It is.
Sean Stewart, thank you.
Fire. All right.
Cut it out.
Cut it out. Yes, Sean.
There you
go. So this is our boy. So he listen,
Oh.
he's an undrafted rookie. I understand he was, not playing a lot. Quindell Johnson. If you remember this play, Mike Evans on the top makes a catch. Quindell is right over there. Literally,
pass interference should have been called, but go ahead.
True. But what is he doing on this play? What angle are you taking? Look at the top. He has an angle on him, right? Now it's like a fucking magnet when you put the poles, the North Pole and the North Pole together, and they repel. He fucking
Ryan poles
around. Yeah, he goes around him and then starts running with him. Like, bro, cut it out, man. You got your opportunity. Let's do better when you're out there, man. So there you go. There's that one. We'll do another one. And
we got another
music on because this is Tyreek Stevenson breakdancing on this. Yo, cut it out, Stevenson. I like you. You're a hard-nosed guy, but listen, man, you gotta welcome to the NFL game right there, man. You gotta play better at corner, and if you're gonna be playing on this team. So he got beat a couple times by Mike Evans. So cut it out. And the last one, let's bring it in. Here's Fields, Mr. Fields. It's hard to see. I don't know if you guys can see these. This is the same play, right? The same play. This is where, first of all, on the top, look at the fucking offensive lineman. Steve, what do you think about that? Look at them standing a fucking around. This dude in front, Carter, is just standing there. He's just not even blocking anybody. If you go look at this play,
looks like he's about to jump off a diving board there.
It was so bad. This was the same drive as that other play where Johnson was going down the seam and he didn't hit him. This is the same drive. And this play was horrible. And on the bottom, he has 3 people open. Justin, this is what we're talking about. It's not all on you, but on this play, this is not the play caller, bro. This is you not making a throw. So cut it out, Justin. We believe in you. We want to see you do better. So let's get it. There you go.
There it is. Claudio's cut it out this week.
There we go.
Big Steve. Oh, this was his question. It didn't show up. So
Yeah.
Hey Phil, the rumors are Twitter. I have sources that aren't those people. Yes. That's all I could say because it's alleged right now. I trust the people that have told me. And once
There's
it's
a lot
revealed,
of rumors out there, though.
I'm not the guy
not
that
the only
tries
one.
to break news. I'm an analyst. That's my job. I'm a thorn in the side of the Bears, and that's where I'll stay. I don't mind that. I don't need. This has been a terrible day for Chicago Bears fans. This has been a terrible day for the organization. It's a great day for TTNL because we had a great guest, Big Steve. He's been so generous with his time. Steve, do you have to go, Steve? I know it's been a long time. You're tired. Do you want to predict or throw a prediction for this Sunday and send a shout out? We'll let you go, bro.
Oh my God. Do I have to predict what the hell is gonna happen here, man?
Is there any way the Bears win in your mind?
I'm not gonna be nice, man. Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay. I'll be nice in this sense.
Okay.
I think we at least put 14-35.
35-14 Kansas City. 35-14 Kansas
We
City.
sneak out a couple plays. Justin Fields breaks. It's not going to look pretty, but maybe some late touchdown. Early touchdown, late touchdown. I almost want to give Kansas City that 42, but I think bump that, man. I'm going ahead and give him 42 because
He's going 42.
I'll go for
Jack Bowler's giving us 42 pesos.
No pass rush whatsoever. Listen, this is all this stuff that we looked at. I know we're focused. I'm on offense. There's no pass rush. So, secondary's all busted. It's 42, dude. They're gonna explode on us, and we're gonna get an early touchdown and late touchdown. That's what we're going. All right.
There it is, Steve.
It's been an exhausting day. All the news, and I yelled at my kids today because they were acting like, they're looking up in the trees, and I'm like, I got my peewee, so I got 2 units. I got older kids. They already played their first game. We won in dramatic fashion. Goal line, had them set up for and they had them set up with a +1 play. So
nice
dive. I said, if we don't get it, guys, we're on the 1 time. I mean, it was like 30 seconds left. I said, QB sneak, get lined up. Call a great play. My brother was there helping me. Won. Now I got my peewees, and they're getting ready for their first game, and they act like they don't know where they're going. Like, I'm like, this is about to be a nightmare. So I got to get them ready. We got a week and a half. So I'm tired. And, it'll be another day, man. We'll see what happens tomorrow with the Bears, man. What comes out. How they address this obviously going to be interesting. What guess he has to say, but most importantly, will the Bears come out? Early afternoon, I'm guessing, and get out in front of this stuff. So that's what I'm looking forward to seeing, and how and what else comes out, because I think there's other stuff to come out.
It could come out tomorrow.
Yeah.
People are going to be all over the place. It's craziness. I'm sure the attorneys are working past the midnight oil like you, Steve. All the best. Thank you for jumping on tonight with us. It's always fun. Your last episode that you were on here was one of our top viewed shows with over 46,000 views, Steve.
Oh, wow.
Fans really appreciate
what were we
Big
talking about? I think it was a while. I don't know what we was doing. We was having a good time though.
We always have a good time with you.
I was drinking bourbon that night. I don't know. I was drinking something good. So
well, it's always a good time with you. Thank you for jumping on with us tonight. Former Chicago Bears offensive lineman, NFL offensive lineman. He's been around the league. Love this guy. Shout out to your team. Good luck to your coaching 2 teams. That's impressive, bro. And anything you need, reach out to me. I do have more things in the playbook for you. We'll talk.
All right, Lady Bear.
Bye,
Claudio, I need a cut when I come out to the East Coast.
Yeah, of course,
we
bro.
gotta get this, dude.
Hit me
we
up.
Gotta get
Definitely.
you, man.
We're gonna make it happen. Let's get done. Hey, Phil, let's get done with this with our youth season. And you know what? I'm gonna pop out there, man.
We go.
I'll give you the cut. Phil brings the pizza from Modern. We're good.
Okay, sounds good.
We're gonna go there after the
November.
cut. We have to
my
go
youth
there.
season's over. But shoot, I'll jump a flight, man. There ain't gonna be nothing to it, man.
You got a place to stay. And one last thing, congratulations. I truly am so happy for you, bro, and everything in your life with the new lady and everything going on. I appreciate you. Well, she ain't new, but you know what I'm saying. Love you, man. Thank you so much. Enjoy yourself and keep us posted. I want to know how your teams fare, man. Keep us in the loop.
I'll let you know, definitely.
And my dad wanted me to say hello to you and tell him to come on the show. So I'll keep in touch if your Saturdays are open. I know you're busy as hell.
Oh yeah, Saturday. You already know those. I know you play Sundays. We play Saturdays. So those
I wish we
Saturdays
played Saturdays here. I'm pushing the league to do it Saturday night.
Oh man, why not, man? Get the Saturdays.
We have the lights. We got everything. I'm
so-
pushing the league to get that done.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's another topic. 35 to 6 backs. All right. Steve, have a great night. The great former Bear Steve Edwards joining us tonight. Long night, a lot of drama here. Wasn't expecting to go this long. There's still 533 of you in the chat. We don't do midget show, like small, short shows here. We go long. So I don't put out videos every day, and I don't count how many, right? I am the smallest guy, Cherie. Yes, I know what I said.
Okay.
I fucked your mom.
Stop, Claudio. Stop.
Best
It's
impressed.
just so slick and skinny in a hole.
Yeah.
I was trying.
Fuck yourself.
I was trying to do my Jeff Jones. I gotta perfect the Jeff Joniak impression. I'm gonna start doing that. I don't know how Jeff is gonna twist this into a positive, but I'm certainly gonna start working on. Where's Caliendo? I know me and Frank are friends. I gotta get him on the show.
Oh, he's awesome.
I want to do everything in my power to get Caliendo. If he could
His
do
Madden
a
is
Joniak.
great.
Oh, his Madden is the greatest thing. If he could do Madden saying the tape never lies in John Madden, boom. I'll tell you right now, when you're watching football, you got to look at the tape. The tape never lies, like the network.
I'm sure he's on.
Imagine
I'm
that
sure he's on
shit.
Cameo. Take some of that super chat.
Fucking taking Cameo. He's my friend on Instagram.
Bring him
I gotta
on.
get him
Bring
on
him
the
on.
show. I reached out to him once. He said he was gonna do it. But anyway, we're excited to announce that we have open super chat. We're gonna have a special super chat segment on Keeping It 100, and also on Bears Hour Live every Sunday, right after the Chicago Bears game, the final whistle. Shane and I will go live. Super chat will be open after my rant. Some of you guys want to get on the show. The super chat is going to be the way for you to get on the show. We truly appreciate all your support. Tonight has been an amazing inaugural night for this network. This crazy news happening on a Wednesday with all of this stuff going on with our defensive coordinator Alan Williams resigning, Eberflus not telling you he resigned, even though he did it in the morning, supposedly. Will the Bears come out? Justin Fields wants to be himself. The coaches have tried to handicap him by keeping him in the pocket. He comes and expresses that. He was animated. He was agitated. I liked it. Then he came back, and what did they say, Cherie? He
didn't backpedal. He was doing damage control, which caused
damage
collateral
control.
damage.
I mean, what I wanted to say about
Will
this, though,
Brooks.
I don't think you
Go
guys
ahead.
brought this up. After the game, if you remember the
Yes.
press conference, I made sure I was listening. He never said, I made mistakes. I need to do better.
I said
He
that
did
on
not
BHL.
say that. He kept saying, we need to execute. I didn't like that. I thought he needed to say that in some play. He never said that right after the game. That's a little telling with what else
it is.
Transpired.
You're right.
So we'll see. Hopefully, who knows? I mean, some people in the chat are thinking that this is gonna somehow rally this team.
This
and
could
we're gonna,
rally.
You
never know.
You're right.
Listen,
Yeah,
I hope
so-
it does. Trust me, because right now,
I mean, just imagine if somehow we did beat the Chiefs. Like,
oh
that
my
would just
God.
be,
You know, that would
it's not.
The fans
Let's
would
predict.
lose. We win
Let's
in the Super
predict.
Bowl if we beat the
Yeah.
Chiefs, according to most fans.
Let's predict it
that's-
real quick. Jackal
All
never
right.
showed up. I was right on that prediction. Will I be right on this prediction? Claudio, what do you got?
Well, I was wishful thinking with what I just said about rallying and this and that. We're sadly not going to win this game. I don't see it happening until they could show any type of offense, defense that looks like an NFL team, because they don't. They look like that for the first drive last game against the Buccaneers was incredible. What did you do? You threw the ball twice to DJ Moore, over 20 yards. He caught, I think, almost every catch he has had this season has been a first down. Like, throw him the ball. Then what happened? We went under center, ran the ball with Khalil Herbert, and then went under center again, and he booted and scored. It was beautiful. So if we can do that for a whole game, we'll see.
Under
But
center.
Under center. A lot more under center. But yeah, I think we're gonna lose. I think we'll be able to score a little bit more than what Steve said. I think we'll get, I'll say we will lose 35-20.
35-20.
There's hope, guys. There's hope.
I hope there's hope, Cherie. Claudio, 35-20. We're not even going bold. We're just predicting the score tonight. That's what the Bears deserve. Then we're going to go to shout outs. Cherie, your prediction tonight.
I'm not going to try to sugarcoat it. I'm along the lines of Steve Edwards. I don't think KC will score as much because they have their own struggles, but I don't think the Bears are going to score much at all. So I'm saying 24-15 KC.
He wasn't
Coming on the plane
he did
after
the right
Dallas,
thing,
Shane. It was
you know.
so messy.
It's coming on the plane. Yes, I would. If the Bears won, I'd feel like that, Claudio, as well. Yes, that's the juice, Cherie. I thought you were going to go higher. 24-15 is a closer game than I'm thinking, but there you go.
I love
Cherie.
all.
I know, Cherie.
I'm just so scared of seeing what Kelsey's gonna do. I mean,
how
are we gonna stop that?
That's what I'm predicting here. The safety, Eddie Jackson, where is he? Nobody knows. Is he
they're hurt,
the
right?
old
He's hurt,
Eddie,
right?
the new Eddie, the fetal Eddie laying on the ground, the guy that got hurt, not tackling?
I feel like he's gone back to the no tackling Eddie.
Yes. Brisker, does he have heat exhaustion? verbal diarrhea. I don't know what's going on with Brisker. I do know he's more concerned about the fans, which is another red flag, Claudio, that Brisker's attitude. I know Shane has talked about it. This culture, this thing, don't boo us. Look at, they've left us. Look what, Jaquan, do you want to retract those statements? Look what the fans are dealing with.
I got it up.
It's hard to get it up with this team, I'll tell you that. I'm with Steve. I'm dead serious. 38-6 is
Damn.
going to be my score here. The Chicago Bears are in a state of combustion. The head coach.
Good.
The days that I'd rather have him as my head coach than Eberflus, we got some serious problems. The head coach, the defensive coordinator drama, the injury to our left tackle. Who are they going to put at left tackle? Who's going to be the center? Forget about our defense trying to hold up against Mahomes. I don't know what our offense is going to do.
I forgot
Is
about
this
Braxton Jones. Can I change my score? Hold on, I'm gonna change my score. I forgot he's there.
Well, let's not act like Braxton Jones was actually doing a good job. Like,
No, he wasn't. But I mean,
that
like you
shouldn't change.
I don't think we
anything.
talked about who do you think's gonna fill in, Phil?
I honestly, just like we said, I don't know. The move would be to put Darnell Wright at left tackle, but in that, I totally swear to God, me and Steve didn't talk about it on the phone. I was so step for step with him. That's what I would do. If I move him, he stays there. That's where he's playing for the rest of his career. If you leave him at right tackle, then obviously you're piecemealing this together. Larry Borum I believe is the only tackle on the roster. I would bring up Collins. I think he's better than Borum at left tackle, number 74 in the preseason. Avion Collins, he's a veteran. I thought he was looking bad. I thought he should have made the 53. So personally, Claudio, I would bring up Collins and put him at left tackle. He's on the practice squad right now. He's a veteran, and let him play there. Let Larry be the rotational piece. My center would be Whitehair, and I would get Feeney ready at left guard. Obviously, Nate comes back at right guard, and Darnell right at right tackle. That's how I would handle this. Another super chat. If you want a super chat shout out, we'll do that. You get one. London the Pup, $10, not pesos. I kid. Would you rather go 0-17 and secure the picks rather than end up 4-17 at best? Sorry to be seen negative. TTNL is the best. Every other channel is poopy pants. It's poopy pants. Thank you for making me read that, London the Pup. Thank you for your kindness. I'm not a guy that wants to see you lose. So it's a tough situation.
Honestly, with that, because 0-17 is like, it was such a big deal when the Lions went 0-16. They're the only team to
I
do
don't
it.
think
So I
we
don't want that
Yeah, right.
reputation of the only team to go 0-17.
Yes.
So no, definitely no.
Definitely Cherie is on the top saying no. Ackle really wants to be 0-17 and get those picks. So that's where he is. I'm with Cherie. I think the negative connotations of 0-7. How much can I take to lose 12 in a row? Oh my God. Listen, we've been 3 hours and 23 minutes of talking the Chicago Bears. Do us a favor. Subscribe to the channel. Smash the like button. If you want the real truth in tape, no flip-flops, no fancy little clips that I delete and then say I never said. I always stand by what I do and how I break it down. If you remember all of Draft Dr. Phil's Tape Never Lies, you're not going to want to miss out on what I'm doing, showing you the offensive line, showing you the tight end problem, showing you the missed opportunities, the missed assignments, and also the good, where there's some good things in there. There's a great throw by Justin Fields on a shallow cross across the field over the linebacker to DJ Moore, getting pressure in his face, throwing the football. There's also a couple good throws where he hits the in cut finally. And then he's so inconsistent. That's the thing that gets you right in the chest, because it becomes a question. Is it the offensive coordinator? Is it what Justin originally said that they're trying to make? I don't want to be a pocket passer. I just want to be me. That clock that's ticking. I got to be better than I got to get back to me. Is that it? Or is it something else? We're going to be able to break it all down. We'll be live on BHL right after Bears versus the Kansas City Chiefs. Shane will
Give
be
me
there.
some fucking names. Give this kid 2.
That's right. He'll be asking
Been
for
waiting
names.
for it.
He's overwhelmed. Give me some fucking names.
Imagine
Give
every
me
week
fucking
we're gonna
names.
understand the
Give me
fucking
some
why.
fucking names.
I'm sure my rant will be good. Coach O is going to make an appearance on Bears Hour Live after the Chiefs and Bears face off. Hopefully you'll be there. Let's get to it. Our final thing, Cars Keys. Thank you, Corn. We'll be live tomorrow. Cars Keys. You like cars? I think Cars owes me an apology about Cole Kmet. We'll talk about that a little later. But all of that tomorrow. Cars Keys. Check out my boy Matt Carstensen as he breaks it down. If you become a patron, Matt also writes some articles and analysis breaking down the Chicago Bears like nobody does but him. Great stuff by Cars. Check it out. TheTapeNeverLies.com. How do you get there? You type in www.TheTapeNeverLies.com. It's that simple. We'll get you to the patron site. Jump in there. Check out all of the magical cloud of DVR coverage from the draft all the way up to the season and the preseason. All of the information. Shane is constantly giving you updates and thoughts and pop-up shows and everything like that. So we'll be live there this Saturday as well. X's with the O's. We'll take a look at this new defense under Eberflus. That'll be live on Saturday, late afternoon.
Shout out Tape Never Lies. Shout out. I know you hear me, baby. Shout out. I know you see me, baby. Shout out. We gotta holla at you. Keep it 100 crew. Gotta show love too. Shout out. I know you hear me, baby. Shout out. I know you see me, baby. Shout out. We gotta holla at you. Keep it 100 crew. Gotta show love too. From the fans in the stands to the follows on the gram. Thanks for your support, showing love in the DM. We stay Spencer strong, fight together till the end. Now it's time to shout out worldwide friends and fam. Like
the network that keeps it real, 100 crew. So many in the world that I gotta show love to. For some this part, signal show is at its end. But for me it's so important to thank the charter members and the fans. Built the network, speak the truth through the tape. Never run around the truth, no narratives we create. Set them straight, no bubble screen on 4th and 8. Audio Jane getting nervous cause keeping them up too late. That's it, no more to say they get the shot of vital. But hurry up cause the postman's getting homicidal.
Shout out. I know you hear me, baby. Shout out. I know you see me, baby. Shout out. We gotta holla at you. Keep it 100 crew. Gotta show love too. Shout out. I know you hear me, baby. Shout out. I know you see me, baby. Shout out. We gotta holla at you. Keep it 100 crew. Gotta show love too.
The network that keeps it real. Sense is strong.
You're on the air, baby. You're on. You did it. You made it.
Oh my fucking God.
Your lunch with Larry.
Lunch with Larry is still a thing. Will Lunch with Larry break the news tomorrow on what the fuck is going on with the Bears, or will Angelo?
Then let me do what I hired to do.
I hope Angelo's the one to do it. I'll pay to see that. Mark Rebele, all of it. Keeping them up too late. That's right, Gustavo. We're keeping them up too late tonight. Cherie, I'm exhausted. I've worked. I've narrated in my car this morning. And then my phone doesn't upload the video to Patreon. You have to do it on a desktop. I didn't know that. So I had to wait all the way to the afternoon. Sweating in the car. Anyway, nobody fucking cares. What do I do? I'm just me doing. Let me give a rant real quick. Let me hear my rant music. It's too slow. I need new rant music, Claude. It took forever to come.
Oh,
I
there
need.
it is. Okay,
Where's
so
Cool
slow
Kennedy?
build.
I need
Slow build.
this rant to be faster
Oh,
building.
you froze for a second. You're like,
I know. So did Cherie. We're ranting tonight. Our shout outs, guys. So, Cherie, get your game face on. It's Super Chat Wednesday here at TTNL. Cherie, do you have any shout outs on Ryan Pohl's birthday?
Nah, fuck them. I'm
yes.
not giving them no love. I'm gonna be honest with y'all, and I was saying it in the chat, and Logan is calling me out, but my love for the Bears are fading because I'm tired.
Wow.
I'm getting tired. And I know I've been a fan far less than, not as long as you guys have, but it's slowly fading to a point where for my own mental safety, I have to watch it as if I don't care. But it's hard, but I'm getting to that point where I can't just keep taking that abuse and letting it affect my mood. So fuck the Bears right now.
Oh shit.
The rant
It's
music
not a
is
rant.
perfect for
The
this,
rant is
Claudia.
real.
I
The
am
rant
that.
is real.
You deserve this rant, Sharia. That is exactly my.
I mean, you're right. I mean,
if I could super chat. I would super chat you right now. That's worth freaking 7,000 pesos, Logan.
But yes, mental health it should be your priority, and the Bears ain't helping that. So,
Cherie, seriously,
Yes.
you're 100% right.
Yep.
I think you can have your own show. It's almost like bear therapy. How about that? Someone's gonna steal that and make a podcast. Bear therapy. You're a Bears fan with Cherie. You have to get in a mindset that you don't give a fuck anymore. Show me. I don't even know how to get there either. Years of being battered and abused.
Yep. Well, you're right. I
All
mean,
for the navy, blue, and
there's
orange.
two things that we don't have a lot of, right? All of us. We don't have a lot of time. And we don't have a lot of money. And the time and money that we spend on this team should be reciprocated over, it's been decades now, since there's been a Super Bowl. So,
I agree.
something's got to give.
Can you
something's gotta
imagine
give.
just stating that? I think of George and Ted and this franchise being such pompous assholes with their noses up at the fans. Give me your phone. What are you filming? Shut the fuck up. Your team sucks.
That's what you worried about, right?
Mhm.
And with all
Yeah.
of this going on, you worried about somebody filming something.
Exactly.
Shut the fuck
When the
up.
teams that let you in, the Cowboys, they live stream their practices, right?
Exactly.
Other teams,
We've dealt
That's
with
what
curls, Mark Trestman's bullshit, John Fox not giving a fuck, Lovey firing Ron Rivera, then all of that. How much can this? I mean, we could go on double doink, passing on, trading up for Mitch Trubisky
and passing
instead
on
of
Mahomes.
Pat Mahomes, who we have to play.
Oh
my God!
And it's so
Top of
crazy.
your fucking class.
I live in the DC area, so like what you were saying with the Commanders and all the bullshit they were dealing with, I heard the fans complaining about Dan Snyder, and in the back of my mind, I'm like, damn, I'm glad it ain't me. But
Yeah, but look
here
at
we
they got
are
new,
today.
They got new ownership, and look at they're
We got
actually playing good.
incompetence
At
Hallis Hall. We have Kevin Warren. I'm not even at my shout out. I was about to go on a rant. I will go on this mini rant. Sorry, Claudio. Kevin Warren, I'm talking to you real quick. Kevin Warren, I'm talking to you. Your team is in disarray. The ownership, the handshakes with Matt Eberflus and Pat fucking McCaskey is embarrassing. Your culture is unknown. It's all words. It's not walk. It's talk. Everything that place from Marge and the old fucking ways of ignorance and bullshit. That snobby nose up. We're better than you. We're from Chicago. Our grandpa owned it. They start. All of it means shit. All of it. When you act like this, it's a travesty that this franchise has gotten this complacent. This franchise is an embarrassment. You talk about screens. Who's screening the coaches that you're hiring? It's travesty on how this franchise looks, on how the players that are the identity get tossed aside. Players with upside get tossed aside, and you're continue to go with the politics. It's got to stop. It's got to stop. Anyway, Claudio.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I did want a positive shout out. Sorry.
Okay, go
Sorry,
ahead.
Claudio.
That's all right.
I want to shout out Corn Planter for throwing a compliment and a few bucks my way. So thank you. Shout out to Corn Planter for showing love in the super chat.
Shout out to Corn Planter. Shout out to everybody showing love in the super chat and the chat. We're not going to ignore the chat. We're not like that, but this is brand new. So no matter what, just saying this for everybody to hear. If you have sent a super chat, you're 100% getting on the show. No matter what, I will go an extra hour if I have to get through everybody.
Yeah, well, they're automatically starred. So we have a thing on it.
That's good. I like that.
They're automatic. There's a button there. Automatic. So that means we will go and we'll go through and and obviously we'll
this
put up
way
other
we'll
comments.
Never
too.
miss it. I like that it's automatically started.
Yeah, it auto.
So anyway, Claudio, you got a shout out as we.
I'll make it
up.
quick. It's late. Yeah, obviously shout out you guys. Shout out everybody. Not on the show tonight. Hope everything's good. Shout out to all the fans in the chat. Always great content, great comments. I'll shout out my daughter Ava. She's going for a little minor procedure tomorrow, so we'll hopefully everything goes good. It's fine.
Oh,
not that one.
Not the other one either.
I think she doesn't watch this show. I mean, I shout her out. So I'm just gonna watch it, but I feel like I need to, as the father. I need to say something.
Jeepers creepers.
Shout out to Ava. Yes. Shout out to Ava. She's a beautiful girl, Claudio.
Thank you.
All her looks from her mom.
She coming to the game when you come to Chicago?
Listen. I ask them every time I come out there. I ask all of them, but they got school and they work and this and that. So we'll see. We'll try.
Okay.
Cherie wants to meet these girls.
Adriana, my older one, the 20-year-old, maybe she'll come out. We'll see. It depends on the time. If she's off from college, if we're going in December, she might come out. So we'll see. Because we haven't made that.
We might not survive if we go with this team.
But I mean, have you figured out the date yet, or still
no?
No, still
because I'm with Steve. All of the season and the playoffs, it becomes an unknown. That's the only thing.
Well, I'm going to the Commanders game, so
Venom.
Cherie,
Venom are
disappointed in that.
Cherie, are you? You know what? I'm gonna be 2 hours away in Pennsylvania on that day, coming home. I might come down there and go to the game too.
There you go. You guys can sit together.
I don't know if we're gonna be able to sit together, but
I already got my tickets with a group, so
yeah, it's all right. I might just come down and get a scalp ticket and just go in there.
Oh my God. Bears tickets should be $48 coming up.
Yeah, right.
When they come back. Anyway, I don't even know if I could support this team with. I won't buy one swag, not one. This is terrible. Anyway, want to shout out all you fans, everybody that supported us. Jim Larison, I saw Tom Lavin, Sean Stewart, Rada London, the Pup, Jack Baller, Corn Planner, Fit for 30, Hector, Tom again, David Smith twice, Bill Wagner. I think, was it his birthday today? Or was that someone else I saw?
They were talking about Ryan Pose.
Oh, Ryan Pose. Billy Caulfield, Lil Pa, Jeremy Foyer, Diabetic Coochie, Christopher Brown, David Smith, Lawrence Chisholm, Hector, Billy, Pepe, Steph Froyland, Jim Larison, David Schlickler. I hope I said it right. O Blocks 69, Lawrence Chisholm, Renetta, my girl Ro, Robert Stachin, Roast Beef, Cherie, not at Arby's, according to Cherie, Rel, Jeremy Anastasi, my guy, Brian K, Lunatic was throwing $10 our way, Matt Hepler, Matt Hepler twice, Ethan Couts, Mike V, Jimmy Larison twice, Bears Jim, Jacob Schroby, Gio, Kerry Franklin, Jeremy Anastasi again, Jacob Schroba, Sean Stewart, Gary Kadokin. There you go. Dan. Shouting you out. All of you fans, all of everybody that supported this network and continues to do that. Thank you so much. We'll be live again. We're going to wrap this up. If something crazy goes down, a coach is fired tomorrow or any other, pay close attention to the, if you're a patron, pay close attention to the bell as we might pop up live tomorrow here on TTNL. For Cherie, Lady Bear, and all of you fans, please smash the like button if you haven't subscribed yet. What the hell are you waiting for? Also, shout out to my boy Adam Rank. Appreciate you. Adam's going live on Wednesdays. Then he tells everybody we are the tailgate for TTNL on his show. He's obviously one of the best guys in the business. I love him. So I wanted to make sure I shout out. Someone clipped it and sent it to me. That's the kind of class act that guy is. So I love you, Adam. We'll see you guys next Wednesday. We have from the Bear Report, Zach Pearson is going to jump on with us to try to unravel all of what transpired with the Chiefs as well as the Bears. We'll see you next time on the best Bears show on the planet. The tape never lies, keeping it 100.
Hey, fuckers, this is Brian Urlacher, and I'm keeping it 100 on the Tape Never Lies Network.
Oh. Tape Never Lies Network, the Tape Never Lies. Keeping it 100 like I'm keeping it 100 when it comes to the Bears.
I think the tape never lies, right?
The tape never lies.
Never does.
Not smart.
Get in your hat and get the hell off the field.
Lauren Cox from Locked On Bears, and I'm keeping it 100.
You guys know the tape never lies.
Hey, this is David Kaplan. Listen to me. You want to learn football? Listen to my guys, Phil and Shane. Keeping it 100, the Tape Never Lies Network.
Courtney Cronin, beat reporter covering the Chicago Bears for ESPN and ESPN.com. And I am keeping it 100 on the Tape Never Lies.
I'm Raymond Harris, the Quiet Storm, a.k.a. Ultraback, and I'm keeping it 100 on the Tape Never Lies Network.
Home of the greatest Chicago Bears fans on earth.